I'm Real Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 18, Volume 2. I got it totally wrong last week. I'd called it Season 19. I do apologise. Not that you care, because you're going to be here for Season 19 anyway, so let's be honest to ourselves, eh? Anyway, here we are with a brand new tape, this one called My Name. There are so many things that are right about this tape, and this is the reason why I love What's on the Tape. There's so many reasons that are right. Look at this. Look what we've got. We've got somebody who typed labels to stick on this tape that has been badly mashed. Look at this, it's broken here. Look at that, it's broken, it's snapped. It's been badly mashed, and somebody's went to the trouble of typing labels and sticking it on them, but they're not quite straight. They're kind of off at an angle, and over time it's sort of flared up a little bit on the edges here. But apparently it's got Manic Miner, which we did have last week, so I do apologise. Jet Set Willy again. Phoenix, great shooter. Wheelie, and really weird sort of platformer with a motorcycle. Everest, which I think's a adventure game. Match Day, a 3D football game, as it says there, 3D football but without the other L, and a Blue Thunder. I love the fact that they put a full stop at the end of each of these as well. There's something great about that. And on the other side, which we probably won't get to this time round, is Death Chase, Kong, Hungry Horace, and Fruit Machine. I can't even tell you what type of make or model this is. It just says it's a cassette or something similar. But anyway, this is our kind of tape. So without further ado, let's get it into a tape drive. Okay, so the tape is in the drive and we're ready to go. I don't know what happened, by the way, into that intro. I was kind of a little bit speedy with my voice. It's not normal for me, that one. Not at all normal. That's not normally how I speak. Anyway, let's go down to basic and load it, or load speech marks. And I'll push the button. And this should be a repeat of last week. So we get to see me get to Eugene's lair all over again. Just me sort of working my way to exactly the same place as I did last time round. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. A C90. No idea what brand this is or where it came from, but it's a C90. Manic Miner. Here we go. I wonder which version it is. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if there's a difference. Certainly there was a difference between the two versions of Jet Set Willy, wasn't there? There was two different versions of Jet Set Willys, wasn't there? And one was Software Projects, and one was Bug Bite. And they both. I'm sure they both. Am I right in this? I'm sure there's a difference between the two of it. I might be completely wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments. I'm sure there's two different versions, and they've got slightly different sprites because Matt Smith, being the smart lad that he was, converted it. I forgot that. To be fair, I saw it the other day, and I don't know who was speaking about it actually, but I saw it the other day, and I forgot that Matthew Smith, the elusive now very very in everybody's face and everybody knows where he is, Matthew Smith, he actually wrote it on a TR-80. And then wrote code to swap the two between the two. Now, I've never come up. I don't think I saw a TR-80. I'm assuming it was more PC than it was sort of Spectrum. A lot of people did that though, didn't they? The Oliver twins did the same. They wrote their code on Amstrad CPCs, 6128s, and then transferred it to the Spectrum, and that was how they got their code from one to the other. A lot of smart people here, finding easier ways to type on the Spectrum keyboard, use that. There must have been some people out there who actually persevered with it, but Matt Smith was not one of them, nor was the Oliver twins. They did it on other machines and then translated the code. They had didn't they have their own board or something similar that they created for it, the Oliver twins? I'm sure they did. Very clever people, realistically, though. It's early days of sort of code translation. I'm assuming the TR-80, though, had a Z80 processor, so that you could write the code in a similar thing and transfer it over, because certainly the 6128 would have done, the Amstrad 6128. That's a fantastic machine, by the way, 6128. I've got one of those. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful machine. I posted some pictures on Twitter the other day and on the community the other day. My daughter wanted to play some games. I was cheating. I was using a little. Well, cheating. I was doing a little bit of recording so that I've got some extra videos for the next sort of a number of weeks. Because I always like to have a few in for those one-off ones that I do on the Saturday. Those sort of little ones there. I like to do a few of those. And I think I said during the last one, if there's anything anybody wants me to see, let me know, because I'm still in that kind of mode of doing odds and sods with that. In fact, probably after I finish what's on the tape, I'll continue on recording some things. I'm planning to do mercs actually, because I got mercs that I got the other day. I'm quite delighted with that. I got mercs and Little Computer People. Now, Little Computer People is often called an early Sims game for the Spectrum, and I think there's on a few other formats as well, obviously. And you kind of control what they do, their actions within the little house that they've got, and wander around inside of it. I haven't actually played it before, but I saw an opportunity. There was 2 copies of it, so I went for it, and I thought I'll add it to the pile, as they say. Add it to the pile. I'm just gonna. Oh, there we go. Straight on. I was gonna grab Mercs for a second there, or the Little Computer People, because it's right behind me. How's that? Got it. I'm coming back. I'm on my way. I'm here. Right, Little Computer People. Discovery Kit. That was a Discovery Kit. It was by Activision. It's kind of nice, though. On the front cover's got, like, a little man who's, like, doing important things. He's, like, saluting. He's got, like, a power fist. I'm not entirely sure what that means. He's writing something. He's typing something. He's putting fire on the logs on the fire. He's watching his television. He's surrendering to the cat. That's very weird. There's a lot of cat action in this. A lot of Moggy in there. Anyway, Jet Set Willy. Manic Miner. This is before he became Jet Set Willy. He got all rich, and he made all that money from robbing all of these caves. So there's a little air thing that runs along the bottom of the screen there, and that's your time. Basically, you run out of air in the caverns as the miner. I always thought, and I know that this isn't true, that obviously the little square block on the top of his head, I always thought that was part of his cap. And it's not. It's actually obviously the miner's lamp. It makes sense that it would be the miner's lamp, but it took me ages to work that one out. It's one of those things, isn't it? That takes ages. It's like is it Sabadis, Sabazis or something similar? It's baddies backwards, basically. And all these years I never even realised that. It was like somebody in the comments went, "Oh, sugar." That doesn't normally happen very often. Though somebody didn't go all sugar in the comments, but somebody pointed out in the comments that it actually is baddies backwards. I never even thought of that. Funny thing about that is that I used to play Bard's Tale, and I used to create characters in Bard's Tale, and as you do, and you name them yourself. And I couldn't think of good names for them, so one was Nantab, which of course is Batman backwards. So we had Nantab, and we also had. He says, we also had Sutak, which was, of course, Cactus backwards, because I had Cactus in my room and a Batman. So of course, that makes lots of sense, doesn't it? There we go. This sounds like the Jet Set Willy music. Is that the difference? Did they change the music around as well? Was there an alteration in music? Is this the same music? I don't know. You can tell me in the comments. I'm sure you will anyway. Maybe this is Manic Miner's music. Do you know something I don't think I've noticed before? It's one of those terrible things I've never noticed before. I'm going a bit slow here. I should have gone faster. I could have got one score if I'd gone faster. Now, I always cheat with this. I said this last time around we play this. I love this game, by the way, for the colour and the graphics. But I always cheat, and I always do that, and then I come out, and then I jump this way. Because although you fall to your death on the exit. So you get out of the room faster instead of falling through the floors that are there. The menagerie. The menagerie. Not to be confused with a mage-toi, of course. Being a famous French pastime, that and striking. Burning sheep, they like that as well, don't they? They do love a rook, don't they? You know, they're very much into it. They're having one at the moment, so very politically sort of charged, but they're having a little rook at the moment. They're very into these kind of things. They don't mess around, do they? You know, first thing they do is they light the sheep on fire or something else, don't they? Don't queue up properly like the British do to sort of deal with these things in, you know, in our own sweet time. Oh, here we go. You abandon Uridium works. Uranium, sorry, not Uridium. Uridium's the spaceship place. The spaceship place. The game by Hewson. That's what it is. Hewson's game. Abandon a Uridium. No, not Uridium. Uranium. I don't think I was meant to jump there, but I did anyway. Oh. It'll be Eugene's lair next. It'll absolutely destroy me. Destroys my soul every time I get to Eugene's lair. Is it Eugene's lair next? It's like one of the levels that should be so much further on in the game, and it, as I say, it's soul destroying. It's a monster of a level. I hate this one because the moment you gather the last item, good old Eugene there goes and sits on the exit like some kind of, I don't know, vast egg-like creature. Yes, Eugene, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to wait for Eugene to go up. I have no idea how to do this level. It's a timing thing, and it's something I don't know. I don't possess. Oh, shit. I jumped into the plat. Oh, that was so close. I thought I'd got the timing down, but instead I completely mucked it up. Let's go for it. Oh no, I've mucked it up. Oh no. Oh no! I've made it! I've made it! I can't believe it. I've made it. I've never made it before. Or maybe I have. I think I made it once in a previous level. You've got to be careful because Manic Miner does a little... Miner Willy does a little bit of a run-up there when you do that. I'm going to go get this further one because I think it might be easier to collect this one at the earlier stage of the game. Dead! Oh god, you got to time that one perfectly. That's just horrendous. That's horrible. What a great way to start the episode. Manic Miner in its prime. Yeah. I don't know which version it is though, because you can't tell. You just can't tell. Right. Okay. So this beautiful little tape, this beautiful little hand typed tape. How much hand typed? Hand typed, like you wrote it on the page yourself. Oh, typed. Old school types, those are the things that disappeared, didn't they? Word processors, typewriters, and other things. It just all went, didn't they? They all just disappeared. It was just sort of there's such a death of so many wonderful things. I mean, this kind of falls back with the. Do you remember the? You have to be old enough. I mean, I'm certainly old enough to remember VHS Betamax videos. We have VHS and Betamax videos, and VHS won in the war basically because I think it just could store more film on it. There was more to it. I mean, I think Betamax by the end could do like a couple of hours, but that normally wasn't enough for most things. So you couldn't record like several shows and go on holiday. You'd have to come back halfway through to change the blooming tape. Oh, sorry, honey. We're off to Butlins, but halfway through I have to drive all the way back from wherever I am in the country, and change the tape, and then we'll get the other one. No, so that was the thing, wasn't it? Betamax was kind of, although it was the better quality and the format was much better, and it's smaller as well, smaller tapes. It just couldn't hold the same kind of quantity of film or footage that the VHS could do. So VHS won the war, even though it was the worst format. And he won the war. And then, of course, the next thing that came along, and I saw it was like 1997. I mean, if you think about how long CDs have been going, by the way, and now obviously everybody does Spotify and MP3s and all this gumph. But back in the day, we had tapes, and then we had albums, and of course, vinyl's made a comeback. And I understand that tapes are even being remade now because people are liking the idea of doing a mixtape because it's kind of cute and sentimental. I'll go with cute and sentimental. Continue to print those tapes, please. We don't want to lose those ever. Physical media. But you went from your albums and then you went to CDs and CDs. Are they been around from the 80s? I think they were. I have a feeling that CDs were. End of the 80s, early 90s were CDs when they were born, and then of course you had the DVD format, which was the replacement for VHS. But of course, at that point in time, You couldn't record to it, so you ended up with these hybrid things, which had a DVD player in it and a VHS thing, so you could record at the same time. And then, of course, hard discs came along and became cheaper or whatever else it was. So Sky started chucking them in with boxes, and so did Virgin Media, and everybody else and his brother started putting in recording. Even my dodgy old telly from about 10 years ago had recording on it if you put a USB stick into it, so you could record from the television. So everybody could do that kind of thing. But the format, of course, DVD was a new thing. Now I'm gonna have to go get the grid thing, because I've got the grid thing. I'm just behind me. Hang on a second. Well, stick with the DVD. Stay with that while I do this. Hang on. Just going. I'm not far away. I'm going now. I'm going. Jet Set Willy. I've got a copy. Handy. Oh, I'm reaching up for it. I've got it. I've got it. Got it. Jet Set Willy in the original blue cassette case. Do you remember those blue cassette cases that came in? I kind of like the blue ones, to be honest with you. Right, Jet Set Willy, let's get the old thing out. So this is the code sheet you used to have that allowed you to get into games. They must have wasted so much memory on these things. I often wondered whether or not they only put like half a dozen codes into it and never did all the rest of it. But mind you, saying that, J's quite far down here on this list. So J7, is it? J7. So 7... J7 is, by the looks of things, right, just looking. I think I've got it, but I need to do it, so I need to push the buttons. I thank God it's put the numbers on the screen. That's handy. So it's 1441. 1441. Enter. Yes! We're in. Jet Set Willy. Sorry, I've just broken the code there. Broken the codes. Managed to get into it. Right, Jet Set Willy. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, how many games do you know that have a man vomiting violently into a lavatory on the front cover of it while wearing his miner's boots? I mean, it's what a life he had. His denim jeans on, and his coattails, and a bottle of champagne in one hand while he violently vomits into the lavatory. I mean, seriously, guide Willy to connect all of the items around the house. Basically, you have to clean up before midnight, so Maria will let you get to your bed. Maria is the worst maid ever. Anyway. Coffee, I've got a beverage. I hope you've got a beverage too. A nice cup of coffee. Oh, it's a good one, to be honest. We've got the flake mug and everything, but we'll sing later. Right, okay, so back to the DVDs, right? So we start in the bathroom, which is absolutely brilliant because they finished the game in here, vomiting into that. Not that I've personally ever done it because it's too tough for me, but I remember seeing this for the first time in Bullows. That was the first time I saw it in Bullows, and which is one of the department stores with a haberdashery, you know the kind. Had a haberdashery and all the things where you could buy buttons one by one. Not a plastic bottle box of them. No, you could buy single buttons as you went. So awesome, realistically. I'm going to jump over what I always think it looks like a razor blade spinning. It probably is, actually. Right, so in here's Maria, and she's very angry. Look, if you try and get to the bed, she'll kill you. I mean, she literally kills you. Maria kills you. Let us sink in for a second. She's also got a very supportive bra. But Maria physically, look at the tap in her foot. Look at that. Look at that. Brilliant. Anyway, so brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant. Bullows, though. Saw it at Bullows for the first time. Thought it was amazing. Little television screen with this on. Amazing. Anyway, back to DVDs. So DVDs format, right? So they're gonna win the next war. They're gonna win the next format war without a doubt. You know, obviously there's the recording to hard disks, but you can get recording versions, the whole thing. But yeah, it's gonna win. It's gonna win the war. That's the DVD. DVD is the thing. So I see this coming. 97. I wait until 99 to buy my first DVD player from an LG one. Beautiful thing. Massive it was. It was like the size of a VHS player, and it really didn't need to be. So huge thing. Look at all the drinks glasses. Bunny on there just killed me. So massive thing. Doesn't need to be, but I bought this LG thing, so it cost me a fortune, absolute fortune. So we've bought that, and I've got all the formats, and of course, at the back in the day, there was a problem because, of course, not every DVD worked with every player because they all had different bloody formats, which is nightmarish, realistically, in the long run to actually be able to get anything to work. Where does this take me to? I've never gone back up this way. Anyway, so but the DVD itself, of course, being the replacement, I invested in it, got rid of all my VHS and tried to replace everything I had on VHS with a DVD equivalent. At which point I think I gave away my VHS to charity. I know there's a little bit of a resurgence of it, and I quite like them myself. I've got a couple for a VHS that I actually do have. It's quite nice to watch. But I don't know why I'm going up here. There's nothing to get from the top of here. I'm walking up here past the chefs, and I don't need to. Anyway, but as a result, obviously, I've got a large DVD collection. I mean, an extensively large DVD collection. I absolutely love watching movies. But because they were cheap, I used to buy them. But they weren't cheap to begin with, by the way. I remember paying £17 a pop for them. Do you remember those days? Those are the days of early Blu-ray. But £17 a pop for these DVDs back in the day. And the section was minuscule, so I had really no choice but to take whatever was given to me as a... Oh, God. I'm going to die. So to take whatever was available in those particular sections, but look at the graphics on this, by the way. The way that moves, if I remember rightly, go up to the pool. If I go up here, climb up the rope, swimming pool. I always love the fact that you end up in the swimming pool. Anyway, we've ended up with a huge collection of DVDs at this point. A just gigantic one. My wife has moved them very kindly into the garage in boxes because, of course, with now modern solutions, we're all watching everything on the old she's now come into with a list of the ones that she wants to release into back into public, but there's no value in them anymore. So if you look on your eBay or your Facebook, they're selling them by the 100 load. I saw one being sold. I saw somebody buy 50 of them for about £2. This is the ridiculous nature of it. Because of all the streaming services, that physical media is effectively dead. However, the comment I would like to make is that there are some things that are on DVD that have not been released on streaming services. They're usually the cult classics, the strange ones, the ones you don't really know, but then one day you realise that you really like that movie, and it's not there anymore, and it's also not on any streaming services. So there is a big question mark about this physical media and the keeping of and the what you actually get of it. It's really, honestly, it's a tough one. This I still strongly believe that physical media is not dead. And although this is going to be difficult, I think. I thought I'd be able to jump onto that from there. No man loony. No man I thought, but as I say, there's just so many questions to be asked. So many questions to be asked about all of this. The orangery. I'm going to go this way now. See some rooms. I loved the thing about these kind of things is the exploratory is brilliant, and I loved exploring it because the rooms were so diverse. They were always so different in the way they looked. So I always kind of liked the way they looked. Above the west bedroom, I think I could probably. Oh, I was just about to jump through that, and then I died. Oh, I can't walk. Oh, I can't jump through that. That's why I can't get through it. Right, okay, fair enough. Jumped instant death. I went for a hell dive, one of those ones where you just, nightmare dive where you can't actually get through it. Oh, brilliant. That's a good one. Another good game. I'm rather enjoying all of this. It's quite fun. Anyway, it's like, what do you do with all these DVDs? But you can't dispose of them all, and you can't give them to charity. They're getting really picky. You turn up with them at charity shop, and they go, nah, we're not taking those. And you think to yourself, why? Why aren't you taking those? Why aren't you taking my DVDs that I've spent fortunes collecting in the first place? But anyway, so the point is that we're getting to that kind of weird and wonderful stage where the formats have changed. Blu-ray, the value is starting to drop out of those as well, and I don't know. The problem with streaming services is that they don't stay the same. Disney is well known for editing, and they also put great big messages at the beginning of things saying that these aren't politically correct, these movies now, and all this kind of stuff. But they're kind of renowned for their editing of the whole thing. So, I mean, Splash is a terrible example of re-editing the past because it doesn't fit with the Disney philosophy. For God's sake, just let the movie fly. It was a hit back in the day. It should still be a beloved classic. But anyway, it's one of those aside things. But that's the one thing as well about your media, that you've got. She's brought in 3 bags full of stuff that I've got to look through. And I can see some stuff on the top of it that I already want to keep. Right, okay, where's this game? Come on. Phoenix is next on this list. There we go. Phoenix. Is this load code, though? No, it's Everest. I lie. It says it's Phoenix. It's Everest. Everest is a load code. Did it... And it... Run? No. Pushing any kind of button I like right now. Load code. Ooh. I don't know about Everest. It's I've never played it. And is it Phipps? Something Phipps? Who did it? It's got like a blue case with a picture of Everest on the front of it. It's my computer didn't like the fact that we did load code. Let's just give that a little rewind. There we go, better. A little bit better. To be fair, it's what's on the tape, so you never know whether or not it's going to actually work or not. So we're a bit closer to the tape era. We're always a bit close. It's always on the horizon, possibly, of the whole thing. So no pun intended, obviously, because Horizons was the lovely tape that they gave us to begin with the whole thing, which included how to use your Spectrum on one side and then games and weird things. It was foxes and rabbits, wasn't it? It was foxes and rabbits, where you could put in the number of foxes and then the rabbits, and then the two creatures would... yes, that's going well. I'm trying to see whether I've got a copy handy or not, because I'd quite like to see if I've got a copy. Have I got a copy handy? I don't know if I've got a copy handy. I'm looking upwards above me. I've got several shelves above me. I had a feeling it was on there. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, just so we can hear where we're at. Bit naughty that they put 1982 Amstrad on the bottom of the screen. Oh, I don't know about you, but it's a Spectrum. It's pretty much a Spectrum. However, to be fair, I'll be honest. There was who was it who mentioned it, or I saw it about. Basically, there was I'm gonna try and load the sort of those late stage toast racks. If you open up some of those, I think some of those have the words Amstrad written on some of the chips, because I think he finished them off. Some of those ones, I think those are the late stage ones that are there. Were finished off by Alan Sugar and his department. His department, yeah. Everest, I think. I like the way it says Wheelie and Everest and whatever else. I'm open Wheelies on here, because Wheelie is a great game. Everest. No, it's not. It's Richard Shepherd Software. I thought it was Phipps. Phipps was the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of Phipps, but it seems it is not. Seems it is Richard Shepherd Software. Plenty of them floating around. I can almost see the cover in my head, to be honest with you. Right, okay. I'm going to see if it's Everest Ascent. It is. That's probably why it didn't load, because it didn't do the code bit of it. Everest Ascent. Yeah, that's probably why I got a little bit. I think I got a little bit excited about the loading bit there earlier when I was doing it. I should have let it lie, as they say. We're not far through the tape, though, so we've got plenty to go. There's plenty on here. I can feel it. It's going to be a big one. Brace yourselves. It's going to be a big one. Nothing wrong with a big one. That's what they say. Nothing wrong. Oh, coffee's good. I love coffee. It's like the best. I'm still trying to see if there's any evidence of what the tape is. It doesn't actually have any markings that distinguish it from anything or other. Nothing written along the edges. Just a mystery tape. It's probably underneath one of the labels, to be honest with you, but I don't think I can even take those labels off at this point. I think they'd rip the cover if I actually decided to take those off. Anyway, I hope you've all had a lovely week. I hope you've been busy. I hope you've all got a beverage. I hope you've got your yeah. Oh, nightmare. Mrs. VT's going to make me another coffee while we're hitting. I've just had one, apparently. I'm not allowed another one. She's going to have to fill the kettle and everything. It's a nightmare. It's truly devastating work, this. She's very unhappy. She's going to boxes of DVDs for me to look through here. Apparently we've got 10 large boxes of DVDs. I don't know, that surprises me. Oh God, I could see them already falling out of the boxes. Oh, no idea. How do you feel about these kind of things, though? As a you know, I mean, it fell over, but that's because I pulled the bag. It fell over because I pulled the bag. I was just being nosy about what she put in the list to throw out. And that's the worst part about it. She's gonna try and give them to charity, but they are, as I say, but notoriously. She's going to fly tip them with the. No, I'm kidding, with the charity shops. I know where we're taking these. We're taking these to definitely a charity shop that I know will take these for 100%. So, but that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I get slightly annoyed when you get those bags through the door. Somebody's delivered that bag to your door that says, charity bag, great, marvellous. And we only take luxury jewellery, as long as it says Tiffany on the side of it. We only take tiaras. We only take pink ponies, where we do not take any bric-a-brac or any kind of anything else. And you go, there's something wrong with that. I suppose I guess they're within their rights to ask, but it's charity bag, innit? You're meant to put everything into it that you want. And I'm not talking about just chucking away rubbish, because in most cases we're not chucking away rubbish. We're chucking away things you can use. That's a picture of Everest. It's very snowy on the top. I bet it's a bit more snowy than that. Actually, snow seems to be going further and further down as we watch. Everest Descent. Richard Shepard, 1983. This programme may not be hired, lent, resold, recirculated in any way from... Shh, quick, pass that part. Quick, don't tell Richard. He'll be very upset. Your objective is to climb to the top of Everest. You will meet a number of hazards on your way, but there are objects which you can buy to help you. Oh, there's a game called Insurmountable on Steam and Epic and a few other places. I was given away free on Epic actually not that long ago because I was actually going to buy it. And it's a turn-based climbing procedurally generated mountain. They're basically hexagonal squares, but they're like up and down to represent the mountain thing. So I know it sounds ridiculous, but have a little look up at it. Insurmountable, very good. Quite enjoyed that one. Quite clever. Very much like a board game, but not a board game, but a board game. Because it's obviously a computer, so it's not a board game. Anyway, where are we? There are a number of houses. There are objects which you can buy to help. Bear in mind that you need a Sherpa to carry these for you. Otherwise, you will run out of strength quickly. You may set up a maximum of 3 base camps anywhere on the mountainside, and you can change these or even cancel them. Once a base camp is set up, you can collect or drop off items by pressing I in your inventory to do this. Right, okay. Sounds quite complex, this one. When you set up a base camp, remember that the Sherpa that the Sherpa left there will need feeding. If there is no food, then they will make their own way back to the village. All equipment will stay with all your equipment will stay. You will start with a limited financial resources, but you will find a way to get donations as your expedition advances. All donations are collected at the village, but if you hold the radio, you will be given advance warning. Type end to finish. Selecting type inputs, e.g. selecting Sherpa. The program may be saved after 30 minutes by pressing S when asked to ascend or descend. Right, okay. You have £1,000 in your finance to finance your expedition. You must first choose your porters to carry your equipment and supplies. The only limit is the financial. Remember to leave money to spend on supplies and equipment. Right, okay. Oh, look at this. They're proper Sherpas names. Tim, Brian, Bob, John, Tom, Paul, Dick, Ron, and, of course, Keith. Keith the Sherpa. Yes. Per day. He's got some decent strength as Tim. So's Paul. Dick's a bit weak. I'm gonna go with Ron because I'm thinking wrong Burgundy here of obviously Sherpa's name. Oh no, I can enter another one. I can have 2 Sherpas. Ah, right, okay. Ron Burgundy. I'm just gonna go with 1 for the moment. I'm gonna do end. You must select the following equipment: rope, oxygen. Wow, oxygen costs a lot of money. Plank. Let's get a plank. Oh no, I played this game before. Plank. I think I'm going to get a tent. Tents sound like a good idea. What did I write? I wrote 300 in the tent. I'm going to get an axe because that sounds like a very useful thing. I think, I don't know how much money I've got left, but I think I'm going to get some rope. Why did I write 100? I wrote 100 instead of rope. Did it again. End. Cool. You must now purchase supplies. You have 1 Sherpa plus yourself. Supplies cost, how many days do you need? 5. Your position so far, you have 1 Sherpa. Your combined daily rate for all your Sherpas is £6 per day. Total strength of your expedition is 140. You have 4 items. And I still have cash. Right, okay. Press key to continue. Right, I've got my equipment. I've got my Sherpa. Camp. Camp for the night. No, I want to ascend. Alright, okay. The exercise is going successfully. Actually, this could be the game I was just talking about, to be honest with you. A to ascend. Isn't the time you camped for the night? Alright, okay, camp for the night. C. No, I'm not establishing a base. You and your expedition survived the night. Now it's morning. The expedition awakened. Your new strength is 240. Where did I get that from? 142. Press the key to start. The expedition. Right, okay. 19 days. Your current position. P for your current position. That's where we are currently. This is where we're at. We're a lot stronger. And that's my equipment. Let's go. A to ascend. You have reached the vertical rock wall. The wall is too crumbly to use the rope, so you must use the ladder. You do not have this, so you must go. You can go no further. So if I say continue climbing, will it actually do it? No. So I need to get a ladder. So I basically have to do a descend, don't I? And D to descend. You return to the village. You receive a total of 0 donations. Oh, so we have to keep going up and down. I don't want any more Sherpas. But I do need a ladder. So, kind of teaching me what I need as we go along. I need a ladder. And end. Right. You already have 3.5 days worth. Let's take another 3 days worth. Right, let's go. Ascend. Oh. I wonder how random this is. It's pretty good, actually. I quite like it. A to ascend. Ah, it's night time. C to camp. Didn't get that many moves, did I? No, I don't want to establish a base. Awake's refreshed. Our strength has gone down a little bit. A to ascend. Fortunately, you have this item. Cool. So now I can ascend further. Ascend. Camp for the night. I like it. Your work refreshed. Our strength has gone down massively here. Let's do A to ascend again. Let's see if I can climb up here a few more times. You need the plank to cross. Unfortunately, I haven't got this item, so I need to go down again. Descend and see the camp. This is kind of interesting. It's an interesting theory. I like the idea of this. I don't know how we get more money though. This is the one thing. Yeah, I said D to descend. D to descend. It's camp again. Establish a base. I don't want to establish a base. D to descend. D to descend. You use the rope, you must use a ladder. Fortunately, I have this item. Yes, I have the ladder. D to descend. And I got 1 day to D to descend. Hopefully I've got some more money from the... Oh, I've got donations of 900 to continue. It's kind of good, this. Kind of like it. Is it? Can you break out of it, though? If I put... End. End. Spell end correctly. End. I need to get the plank. Oh, if you press break, it breaks it properly. It actually resets the whole spectrum. Right, okay, let's see what else we got. I'm just going to reset that again. Down basic. And then load it. I quite like that one, though. What do you think? That was a new one. I've not played that one before. I quite like the idea of that one. Let's fast forward this. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. Ah, there we go. Space. Space. The final frontier. They said. That's what they said, anyway. Oh, Captain Kirk. Klingons on the starboard bow and all that. Oh, that was a song. Was that the 90s that was in the chart? That was in the chart in the 90s, was it? Wait, oh, hang on. Where's Phoenix and where's Wheelie? We can't just have match day. I don't want match day. Well, I don't mind match day, actually, to be honest with you. We played it a number of weeks ago. It was quite good. But oh, here we go. Brace yourselves. Yep, I knew that was coming. Do you know? I'm sure this happened last time we played blooming match day. Match day does not like playing with that loader. It really doesn't like loading. All right, okay. Let's fast forward this a bit. Let's try and get through this. Is it John Ritterman, isn't it? Is it Ritterman? John Ritterman wrote this one. It's one of those ones that's not. It's got a turbo loader. You can hear it by the sound. Loving it. Getting a bit of this. And he keeps still going. I'm going to find it on PlayZX for a second. I'm going to let that just play away to itself. I'll see if I can find it on PlayZX because I'm sure we played this last time round and it went all badly wrong, didn't it? Match day. Did we end up playing Match Day 2 or was it Match Day 1? Can't remember. Match Day. Match Day, Ocean, speed locked. Yeah, I remember this. We had loads of issues with this last time round. Yes. Match Day 2, Match Day, whatever else it is. There's the next game, by the way, that we've managed to go past there. Right, okay, let's try... Oh, speed locked. I don't like speed locks. They're a bit rough. The old Spectrum doesn't like it. I get it, but you know what? Spectrum had a better baud rate than some other computers. It was faster than the Commodore 64. It was also faster than, I think it was faster than the Amstrad CPC as well when it came to load sort of process. So the baud rate is the speed at which the data is transferred from the tape to the computer. And the Spectrum was 300 baud, so 300 bits per second, whereas the Commodore was 150, which is half the speed. So I think this is why Commodore orders or people often think that loading tapes takes a long time. It doesn't really take an awful length of time. There are some long games. I'll admit there are some long loaders, but on the scale of things, it's not. I think we're going to go through this process. By the way, it's not going to do what it's meant to do. It's going to kind of load here, but not load anything, or maybe it will. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to shut up now because it's going to be one or the other. But yeah, so it was. Got John Ritterman. There we go, and Chris Clark. Anyway, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I think this is why people have this historical sort of feeling that loading from a Spectrum tape or a tape was like a really long time. On the scale of things, it was between 3 and 5 minutes, which you might think is a long time, but it's long enough for you to both look through, I'd say both, you got your mate round, for you both to look through the inlay of the game, or read your Sinclair magazine, or just chat generally, or poke around with the, see what Star Wars figures you've got, or look at your collection of toy cars or whatever else is, Those that's all that's required. We weren't really that bothered. I mean, as long as it loaded, we weren't fussed. So realistically, was it a long time? No. I tell you what were long. Those when we actually think about long ones, these are where they are 5 minutes usually. Was the Firebird ones, because the Firebird ones did that load and seek thing. Do you remember the load and seek thing? What they did? So it's like so there was like multi loads of chunks, and it was a loader that British Telecom had obviously thought of. It was they were the only people who used it. Firebird were the only people who used that loader. I didn't see it anywhere else, and that's just with somebody who's got more time on their hands than sense. Great, this loader. However, I've got some serious respect for it, because if a section of it failed to load, you could actually rewind it. And I wish I'd known that back in the day, because I didn't know that back in the day. Because we used to go through the process of restarting the whole Spectrum and everything like that. But you could actually rewind to the chunk that hadn't loaded and load that chunk again. It's a very cool thing in the scale of things. I mean, you think about that takes some technological thinking, doesn't it? Realistically, if I was on a disc as well, that would be awesome. If you were loading from a disc and it was like to redo that chunk over and over again itself automatically. Wow, really cool. I mean, these 8-bit machines are just absolutely phenomenal. These, as I say, cutting edge, beginning of some of the best generations of games. Obviously, heading into the 16-bit generation. 16-bit generation is a phenomenal generation. It spawned so many clones in the current day and age. They're often seen as an indie way of looking at things. But if you think about it, these pixel graphics of the early sort of Super Nintendo, the Mega Drive, the PC Engine, which is 8-bit, but it had 16-bit bus for its graphics. All of these amazing things that were there at those points in time. Wow, I mean, just phenomenal graphics that came out of it, and the artists involved in it, brilliant stuff. So Chris Clark and John Ritterman, here we go. All right, space, one-player game. Symbol shift, isn't it? Space to select. Space bar? Symbol shift. There we go, symbol shift. Right, okay. What's play a match day special? Don't know what that is. Ritterman Rovers versus Ward Rovers. Oh! FA Cup final. All right. Swap controls. All right. Okay. There we go. I am on QA, OP, and N. I think it's N. Spacebar. Change team colours. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, to be fair, there are some advantages to changing these colours. Maybe not that. Don't like the green so much, but that's quite good. We can see what that is. Space change borders. Oh, I'll do. Yeah, okay. Right, okay, kick off. Team controls. I'm not going to change these. Oh, no. CS to return to match. Can I change the team? Our computer is definitely Wonder Rovers. Right, okay, fair enough. Let's kick off. Let's go for it. I didn't change the colours, did I? Or did I? No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Well, I did. Blue and black. Oh, another superb cup of coffee. Totally fueled with it today. Full of the coffee goodness. Caffeinated to the eyeballs. I love a bit of caffeine. Oh, he's going to throw in. I think I got this last time round, didn't I? I was getting quite good at it. That was it. I think I was getting quite good at it, if I remember rightly. Oh, is it their throwing? My throwing. There's my man. Come on, run! Don't! They're stumbling along, but we're there. Oh, we're into their side they're into their side of the pitch for a change. Oh yeah. I'm gonna kick the ball out of under his feet. There's my player. There's my man. Oh dear, I should have turned direction there. Turned tail and ran. No, keeper. The keeper really just dived the wrong way. Look at them waving their arms in the air. All very busty, aren't they, once they start running with their arms up? Very busty men. Oh, I kicked that out of play. Should have just kicked that backwards, shouldn't I? Just defeat the whole object of the exercise with that one. Come on, hack him. Sorry, that's not football, is it? Oh, what are you doing? Headering the ball. Get off it. Bit of football action. It's like playing it for real. And I mean, for real, I used to like playing six-a-side. I should have pushed the button to dive there. That was my fault. But I used to like playing a little bit six-a-side. And then I ripped my cruciate ligament to pieces to playing football. So that was the end of that. Short story. Not a very good outcome, but it does happen. I used to play when I used to play speedball. I used to just smash it down the center of the sort of main sort of playing field, and you just used to. There we go. Oh, I've kicked it out. Play. Some ghost-like faces in the background there. All watching. Keeper's got it. Keeper! Whoa, you just let him walk it in? Okay, whatever you like. He just walked it in. Easily. Just straight into the back of the net. Just marched on in. It's not a bad game, this, actually. I think last time I played it round, initially I was a bit harsh, I think, with it. But to be fair, it's grown on me. It's grown on me since we last played it. It's definitely grown on me. It's still tough. And there's me wearing my red boots. And let's see if I can get to my player over here. I was trying to kick it to him, and it just didn't go. Well, it did go, but he wasn't there for it. He wasn't there ready to collect it. That's how it play. It's good stuff. Right, big kick. Hoofed it forward. And there's my man in the front. You going to come get it? Oh, he's not got it. There's my man there. Come on, get it. Oh, you missed it. I'm trying. Look at me with my cool moves. My tackling and my football prowess. Yes, clearly an expert in all of these things. And over here to this man. Hopefully he's here. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, and the man with the ball. There we go. Keeper! It's in the back of the net. 4-0. It's an absolute travesty. We're getting destroyed here by so many people. It's just ridiculous. It's just don't come and watch. Rittman Rovers are absolutely awful. With the pits. Oh my god. Oh, I've got it. I'm running the whole length of the pitch. Can you get this? No, I've kicked it too far. He's not got it. I've kicked it right out play. For a minute there, I thought, I've got this. He literally passed to himself. He threw the ball out and passed to himself. Can you believe it? I think I've just kicked that out play. Yeah, I think I have, yeah. I've just kicked out. I've just knocked that back out of play. He's going to throw it again. I'm hoofed that forward. Please be somebody there to collect it. No, there's nobody there to collect it. I'm not even close to getting a score in here. I think you just tap it for a pass. I think I'm holding it down, so I'm sort of kind of hoofing it in the air. I think you just tap the button for a pass. He's actually the computer's actually given up here, trying to beat me. He's literally like 4 goals ahead, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, I've had enough for you. I've had enough for you." Wow. It'll be first half and a second. I don't need to see the second half. I know how this is going to go. Here we go. Oh, that's my son home from school. Got a chance to do this early this week, so it's quite nice to do it early during the week. I'll be honest, it's quite nice to do that. I've had enough. It's half time, and I've had enough. Let's carry on and do the next bit. Let's see what else is on this tape. I'm quite lucky. Quite looking forward. I'm hoping Phoenix is on this tape. I don't know what else was on there. There was something else, wasn't there? Can't remember what was written on it. Hang on. Let me see. It said Blue Thunder. Blue Thunder. Have you actually rewatched that movie? It's a bit of its time. I'll be honest. It's a bit 80s. But it's kind of cool. It starts with the intro sequence says that the technology you're about to see actually exists, which includes sort of being able to listen to people's conversations through windows and whatever else is, amplification of sound and infrared and all the other bits and pieces that are in the actual movie. It's kind of cool, actually. If you realise that the technology they're talking about is there. However, the real Blue Thunder, I think, is in a scrapyard somewhere. I think it's been turned into to scrap for oh, okay, it's alright. Stop for a second there because I heard my wife shout, don't stand in the road, which probably means my son. He shouldn't be out standing in the road. Anyway, he's in now. Yeah, so it was just one of those cool things about Blue Thunder. It was kind of one of those. It was a movie definitely of its time. I mean, was it Roy Schneider that was in it? Was the guy who was in Jaws as well, wasn't he? He played the Vietnam veteran who flew the helicopter and was actually a very excellent pilot after his experiences in the jungle and flying through. So he's a very experienced pilot. Often had sort of what nowadays we know is PTSD. Suffered from PTSD. It was a strange one. This was re-released, I think, by Elite. I have a feeling it was. I know it's certainly Richard Wilcox, his game. I almost stopped. It stopped loading for a second there, so I rewound it. But yeah, Richard Wilcox. This game should have been so much more than it was. It wasn't. I don't think it was based on the TV series. I think when people say it's based on a TV series, I think Richard here just took the name Blue Thunder because it was a TV series at the time, and kind of did this with it. But the movie itself, the movie and the TV series, yeah, there's a TV series as well. God, we had lots of stuff, didn't we? I don't remember. I don't know if we have the same stuff now. I suppose we have Game of Thrones and things like that, don't we? And I think the Americans have their HBO with all the bits and pieces on it. I guess. Do we have the same for our for things like for things like Netflix? Don't know. I don't tend to. No, come on. You're gonna do it whether you like it or not. Come on. Load. I'm just giving it a quick rewind there because it's being a bit awkward. It's a bit sticky now. There we go. It's got it. It's grabbed it. It's really weird. It's a bit sticky. But I mean, to be fair, 30-year-old tape, proper beaten up, just the stuff that we need for what's on the tape. We love this kind of fodder. This is the kind of stuff that it deserves to be loaded. I like them best, to be honest. It surprises me how organised human beings are. A lot of the tapes I've played in the past, some of them have been completely blank with no some names on it, or they've not had, if they had, the cases have gone missing. And the inlays, and they haven't written anything on it. But it always surprises me how organised human beings are. I think maybe computer owners were organised back in the 80s. I don't know, but they seem particularly organised when it comes to this. That comes to the sort of the making of special tapes. I mean, when you made a mixtape, did you write on the inlay what was on the mixtape? I think I probably did. I'll be honest. I think I probably did. I think I probably wrote all of my bits, the things that I put on a particular Spectrum tape. I used to use the key. Do you remember the key? The key was quite good because the key would allow you to load. Well, it wasn't 16K because you could have a bit more, but if the game was like under 48K, because the key would load into a small amount of memory, it would allow you to basically load the game into memory, and then it would record on your tape deck the thing back again. Very cool, very useful for special tapes, because they were really good, these special tapes, when they were like that. Didn't get loading screens, but you did get the whole game, which was really, really good. But did we name it all? Probably not. I don't think we named it as much as we could have done. I don't know. Did you name it? Did you name your tapes? Did you name them properly? I mean, it always surprises me when we get through these that there's so many of them that are named correctly. You know, so many of them that are actually right in the first place. It surprises me how many of them are actually right in the first place. Honestly, you can't make up how many of them are actually, I guess, right. Amazing, really. Anyway, more coffee. I hope you've got a beverage. This is my second one during the What's on the Tape. It's a bit of an excitement for me, realistically. I think I had 2 last week as well, because I had that little breakdown where I had to answer my phone and whatever else it is. So it was what a weird time that was. I think I told you I was changing the car. I'm changing a more economical vehicle. Changing the car, and I basically had a phone call from the garage, and I think at the time. I said that the last week's episode. Oh, you just got to the end and did an R-tape error, didn't you? You did a little poop on my parade. You pooped on my parade. Let us unpoop it by finding it on PlayZX. So let's do new and let's do load. Did it, and we'll do the PlayZX. But yes. So the garage had phoned up for me. And you know, I said, okay, give me a call back. Well, they didn't over that weekend, and I thought, oh, right, okay, it's, you know, it can't be anything serious. You know, it's just you know, it is what it is anyway. So I'd arranged on Tuesday to go collect my new car. It was fine, you know, my new pre-loved car, by the way. It's not, I can't afford one of these brand new fancy new motors, but my new pre-loved car, and I'd arranged to go on Tuesday. Anyway, got the guy called back on Monday late in the day, to say that could I go in later? Well, I'd obviously arranged all of my insurance and all the other bits and pieces, and it was going to finish at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I said, well, no, not really. Obviously, my insurance is dead, and I can't, you know, be driving around in an uninsured car. I mean, yeah, you could, but if you have an accident, then it's uninsured, isn't it? And you're going to end up with a massive bill and some points on your license. So, anyway, I said to him, no, I couldn't possibly do that. It wasn't a possibility. Anyway, turns out he had a doctor's appointment. So I said, well, I'll tell you what. Where are you? You know, can I come in very first thing? You know, very first thing in the morning. So I did. I arrived at sort of 8:20 in the morning to get it. But he was basically, he had to go home because the doctor was coming round to tell him something serious. And you know, it makes you feel bad, doesn't it? I mean, I did feel bad about that, but he couldn't arrange for any of his other colleagues to do the whole thing. And to be fair, when I did see his colleagues, the first off they were clearly from the 1980s, because one of them was definitely Pablo Escobar, and another one of them looked like I think he was in one of those you know, those bands, or I'm trying to think of the ones, you know, new wave type things with his hair spiked up in the air and a sort of huge sort of quiff. It was a bit weird, realistically. It did make me wonder though why Pablo couldn't have at least taken my money. I mean, as a dealer in that kind of thing, he would bound to be able to take the cash. Amusing thing though. On Netflix, I think there's it's The Dark Tourist, or they call it, and it's basically tourist hunts for people want a thrill. It includes one of them. Includes going across the border with you know, by the Mexican border into the United States as part of that thrill ride trip. But anyway, I don't know why you'd want to do that. But one of them is to go around Pablo Escobar's facility in Colombia, isn't it, where he was? But there are hippos everywhere. I hadn't realised this, but Pablo really liked hippos, and he had some hippos imported, and these things are really, really thriving in Colombia. So there's a huge herd of hippos in I don't know which city he lives in, but Pablo Escobar is basically responsible for the population of hippos that are there. Very weird. Very, very weird. And the whole thing about that was weird as well, because I think he did go to prison, didn't he? But it was more like because of the money he had, he could do whatever he felt like, that kind of thing. He wasn't exactly in prison. I think they just brought prison to him and then offered him room service and an armed guard without actually having to pay for them. Well, he probably paid for them as well, but anyway, not really done much on the. I've not seen many of those kind of movies on that kind of stuff. I've seen that. Was that Made in America, wasn't it? Was with Tom Cruise in it. I remember that one recently. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of that was sort of like that. There's a lot of that kind of stuff though in the 80s action movies, wasn't it? It was always drug barons and or terrorists. Terrorists. They love drug barons and terrorists. That's what the 80s was all about. This is all about this Blue Thunder is all about shutting down terrorists and nuclear power stations. Funnily enough, just as we go back into the whole thing, it was a murder mystery. I think the movie, yeah, it was a police murder mystery. So they recorded something they shouldn't have seen. It was some political opponent or some sort that had murdered some poor lady. Yeah, that's the general gist of the whole thing, and they'd recorded it, of course, inside the helicopter, and they had this ability to remote wipe the cameras because it records everything they see and do and whatever else it is. Yeah. Almost there, I think. I have no idea. I'm not actually checking the tape at this point. What else can we possibly have on this? So we got Blue Thunder, we got Wheelie and Phoenix. I didn't see Wheelie or Phoenix there though. A bit disappointed if there is no Wheelie and Phoenix. Maybe they're on the other side. We're definitely doing a two-parter this time round, by the way, because I'm not getting caught by that whole tape is empty thing. Definitely a two-parter on this one. It was a two-parter last week, but there was only one side with stuff on it. There wasn't even any ghosts of the past that were sort of in there. Yeah, kind of. I always wonder about this. I mean, I think there was one episode where I got the tapes from somebody and I let them know. It was on eBay, and I let them know that I'd got the tapes. You know, that what I planned to do with the tapes. I planned to play them, and they were quite chuffed actually. They were quite chuffed that they were on the tapes. Their history was there, and I sort of played back a little bit of it. They were quite cool about that. Right. Enter. S to start. That's up and down. What's the swap? That's the pause. There is a button. There's forward. That's it. Yeah, this is a very weird game. So you've got left and right, and you've got rotate. And then there's shoot somewhere? Yeah, the movement is rubbish, by the way. Absolutely rubbish. I'm almost empty of fuel already. Right, okay. Ow! Right, yes. This game has some quirks, is to say the least. One of which being that you have this weird rotate thing that is like a genuine rotate. So if I want to go backwards or forwards, instead of turning the direction I'm going, you have to press the middle button to kind of rotate it round. It's a real quirk of this game, and I've played it before, and it's on the channel, and it's a naff functionality. I've got to admit, I really don't dislike it. It's so stupid, and I don't know how you fire. Oh, that's right. Oh, it gets worse. So the same button you use to rotate is the same button you use to fire, but you have to tap it quickly to make it fire. But if you hold it down, it turns. Yeah, exactly. So I've got to rotate around, and then I've got to go like this, and then I've got to keep going. Oh my God, that homes in on you. Forgot about that. And I've just crashed the helicopter into there. Yeah, this should be a good game. It's better on other formats. I shot that down, that missile. It's better on other formats. I played it on the Commodore 64. It's actually alright on the Commodore 64. Shoot the missile down. Yay! Rubbish. Look at this. Look at this ridiculousness. There you go. I'm going to stay down here. Okay, this is ridiculous. Stay low. Stay low, Blue Thunder. Yeah, the missile can't hit me when it's doing that. There you go. You stay over there, missile. There we go. And oh, I've got to shoot this. Oh, that's right. Nuclear power station. I forgot this. Then you've got to shoot that bar that's moving up and down. Then you've got to go in here and shoot the dot that's on the floor. Oh, I hate this. Yeah, this is honestly unbelievably awkward a game. Yeah, nuclear power station. You got to shoot the things that are there. It just honestly, it's there's nothing. I want to say there's some redeeming features, but it's really hard to play simply because the fire isn't in the right place. And you can't do that because the moment you fly above land, it's Richard, you can keep your game. I've played it before. No one playing it again. I don't get frustrated normally with games, but the mechanic in that, where you got to tap it to fire, but hold it down to not fire, it's just horrendous. It really is nasty. What we got now? Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Oh, I smell Spectrum games. It smells like victory. Apocalypse Now. Smells like victory, wasn't it? Was that what it was? I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It smells like victory. That was the one. That was a nicely done bit for the actor, wasn't it? Because what's he called? Marlon Brando, who'd put on quite a lot of weight, didn't really want to be seen by the camera, so they shot him in mostly in dark, didn't they? And it was quite impressively beautiful in the long run. It was quite an impressive. Something new. Brace yourselves, peoples. Load it. Code. Ooh, I'm excited. What's this? Land. I like it when we... Oh, no, I missed something. There's a bit at the beginning of that. Let's just press load. Let's clear it first. Let's clear... Oh, push some buttons. No. Delete. New. Load. It. I think there's something at the beginning. Just missed a bit at the beginning here. Just a little bit. So I've just rewound it a little bit. There might be just a little touch here. Come on. Don't be land. No, it's just land. That's maybe the loading screen. What's this say now? That's graphics. Land graphics. This has been overwritten. That's annoying if this has been overwritten, because that looks like there's something interesting there. I think this has been overwritten. Listen to the end of the tape here. There's the end of the Spectrum noise is coming up shortly. I think we're going to find this has been overwritten. Oh, it's a bit disappointing that. There was a boop. And then this, then land. Yeah, right, okay, land. Let's see if we can work out what it is from... Oh, no, do you know what that could be, though? It could be the end of Richard Wilcox's thing. Come think of it, because that could be the land and the graphics for it. Could be. Because we didn't. I thought we'd fast forwarded through it, but it seems it's quite a long loader. Is that Richard's one? Let's see if we get something else at the end of it. Mind you, there was that boob at the end of the other thing. Hell. Yes, it was hell. Bloop. There was a bloop there. There was a definite bloop there. We got music. We have music. Let's try not to get ourselves a little copyrighty thingy. But let's try see what this music says. Let's play the music. You ready? Oh no. Doon, diddle-oo-noon. That was what I heard. I don't know about anybody else. Not sure what it was. Music. And then we got spectrum noises again. Okay, we're good for spectrum noises. Here we go. We like a bit of spectrum noise. Bloop. Pool. Oh, cool. Something different. Right. Okay. I'm gonna go with Vision Pool. Maybe? I think I've got this one. I feel like I have. Could be Visions. I think it could be Visions. It's nice. I like... And this is the bit where it gets exciting, because this is the bit where we've now got the tasty morsels of something we've not played before. These are the chunky bits. These are the meaty bits. This is where we're right into the exciting sort of possible sort of bits and pieces. I have another set of tapes coming actually. Dave plays Retrogames badly. Birdsall. He found another. Oh God. Pool. That booped at the end of it again, though, didn't it? Let's see if we can find Pool. I think it's Vision Pool. So let's find Pool on the old play ZX. Pretty sure it's Vision Pool. I think we played this one before, actually. I think it might have come up before. Certainly Snooker has a few times. I don't know about Pool, thinking about it. It might not have come up before. But as I say, these are the chunky bits. These are the good bits, because this is where we've not seen them before. Where's the Vision one? Oh, no, not Vision. 16K CDS Microsystems 1983. It could be that one. I think it's that one. I think it was it re-released by Bug Bites in the same year? I don't know, but we're going to go with that one, because that's the one I've seen before. I've certainly seen it appeared on cassettes before. Well, not appeared on cassettes, but appeared on other things before. If it's just with Bites here, we're good. That's a longer load than I was expecting it to be. This is probably not it. Doesn't matter, we've got a Pool. But I quite like this. I have as I say, Dave plays Retrogames badly. Bertel. He actually spotted on the Sinclair for Sale forum a big batch of cassettes. I think there was about 106 of them, and the guy wanted a little bit of money because it had some boxes, some cassette boxes with it, selling them as blanks, but obviously they've got things on them, Spectrum bits and pieces. And it's like and Dave of course tags me in this, because of course that's what he does. He spots something like that, tags me. It's good of him, very much. Thank you very much. It tags me in it, and I'm like, oh my god. But of course it's near the end of the month. I'm a bit skint. I've just spent a fortune on buying a blooming car for a start off. So I can do it next month, not right now. Michael Lamb. I have seen stuff by Michael Lamb before. He has turned up before. So A and S. So clockwise, anti-clockwise. L to use the speed and enter to shoot. Right. Okay. Oh, well, they always use the entertainer. Alright, I'm going to press enter to play. Yes, okay. Enter when you're ready. Thanks, Mike. 1 to play. Yes. Looks good. Oh, yes. Look along the edge. There we go. Right, L for speed. I'm going to get full whack. Boom. Oh, yeah, very good. I like it. So you run around the edge with the button. That's good, that one. I have got this one. Aim for about there. A little gentle one. Nope. And I've just put the white down there. Doo-doo. All the way around the outside, Mike. That was terrible. I just want to put one ball down. I've put the white down twice. I'm very good at putting the white down. I think my favourite pool though still is arcade pool. Now I know that's available for the yes, put one down. Available for on the new Amiga A500 Mini, but it's also coming out on the Evercade as well. And of course, I'm sure you could find a particular ROM way of doing it. But that was one of my favourites back in the day as well. So let's do that. That was terrible, but better. Do you remember back in the day, though? This is what I was saying before. There was curved TV screens, so of course some of this kind of stuff was much more difficult to play because, of course, you couldn't line things up straight. I'm not sure about the method for this, but I still think it's a damn good little game actually for what it is. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm getting into trouble, by the way, for fouls here. Yes! You scored 10 points. 30 points, sorry. I don't know why I'm doing that. Aim for that. Yeah, it's not bad actually, this one. It's not a bad pool game at all. Yes! He scored some more points. I'm not sure why I'm scoring points as lowly as I am, because I don't know how the point scoring goes, but... No! Nearly fouled it again. Oh! Nearly. There. Yes! Shot! I love it when they go in like that. You know, when you just power them into the corner. If you ever play pool, you know what I'm talking about. Love a bit of, but it's you feel it's such a sort of I guess great experience. Oh my god! I nearly put it in there. That was totally fluke, by the way. Not even close to being what I should have been doing with it. Let's try. Oh no! Yeah, when you sort of power it into the corner and sort of smash the ball in, and you know, just like wow, look, it's going down whether it likes it or not. You know, that kind of feel. I feel like I should be able to set this up. Game over. I did too many shots when I was doing it. That's kind of good though. I quite like that one. Not basic. Thought it was basic. Not basic. We are not basic. Right. Okay. Next one on the tape. I do like this. I like it when we get into this kind of stuff. As I say, we're now into uncharted territory. The territory of strange and weird and wonderful things. Good stuff. Stonkers! Oh, this is a game from Imagine. Can't remember anything about it. I think it had a tank on the front, like a little tiger tank with a kind of a cover on the top of it. Yeah, I remember this. Stonkers. That's the one. Stonkers. It's stonking. Absolutely stonking. Sort of. You know what I mean. Yeah, oh, that little flat tank. Oh, right. I know about these. I saw something about this. And I don't know why I saw something about this. So that flat tank there is actually a thing. Now, I don't know which country it is that puts them out there flat, but there is a country that puts them out. I think it's Finland. I think Finland put out flat tanks. So they're maneuverable fast and low, and they don't actually have a canopy changing thing on the top of them. I'm sure it's Finland, and that's so that they can stay nice and low and hidden. And they're very much, because they're a fixed turret like that, where that sort of clever sort of solid design. It means that they can fire higher caliber shells. But the problem is that, of course, the way that you deal with not being able to do it is you rotate on the tracks really quickly. So they can't turn and go different directions and whatever else it is, but it does mean that they can put a very high caliber device into that, so explosive. It's kind of it. I didn't actually realise that was true, but there have been historically many occasions where they have had these fixed turrets. It's really weird. And isn't it weird as well? I was saying to my daughter as well today, as she was saying about words that kind of disappeared, and I said, well, nobody says stonking anymore, or stonker, to meaning good. And the first thing, well, the game we have is Stonkers. I don't know if it's actually meant to be like that, but there we go. But yeah, this, as I say, fixed turrets. Just the whole thing to keep it low. It also makes it more aerodynamic, goes a little faster, and as I say, rotating is the key to manoeuvring with it. I guess as well, it saves on having a gunner. You don't have anyone sat out the side of it. You just have a driver and somebody's feeding the artillery, I guess, with something like that, because you're kind of hidden away. It keeps you out of the target area because you're slimmer, smaller, and whatever else it is. But as you can see, this actually quite a good. Funnily, it's quite a good representation, because you can see the turrets actually strapped to the front of the vehicle as well, held down, thus giving you that. You can fire heavier shells from this thing. Kind of cool, actually. I had no idea how you play this game, and I can't remember. It's been a while since it's popped up on What's on the Tape, but it's good to see it. It's good to see it again. It's good for it to be back. And as I say, this is the meat of the meat. This is the bread and butter of the whole thing. It's this is a meat sandwich. This is the good stuff. We're into the unknown, the uncharted, the different, the not the normal on it. And that's what makes this good. I do, as I say, I don't mind that we're all organised, and quite a lot of people were organised, but I love it when we're not. Or I love it when all the things have been lost, or the inlays have been lost, and we have to churn through it. We did one. I don't think it was last week. It was a few weeks back. There was an orange tape, and it was really dirty and nasty. And I was like, "That's the tape for us. We need to play that one." I was going to play this one, but I'm going to play this one instead. And because it was just so nasty and we didn't know what was on it, and it just made for fun because you can. It's always a surprise. And as I say, it's been a while since I've seen Stonkers. It's all the gold tapes that everybody wants, isn't it? The Imagine gold tapes. I'm not bothered about the colour of a tape, but apparently the gold ones are the ones to have. Everybody wants the gold tapes because they're variations. Really? Were they like a certain number of those, though? Was it like the first 1,000 were gold? Don't know. You tell me. I have no idea. But if it was the first sort of selection of them, I'm not. I mean, I get the sort of, the slightly different versions of them, selling them differently, and you might get the gold tape, you might not get the gold tape, selling them kind of thing. I kind of get it, selling with add-ons so that you can make a few extra pounds. I don't know, just yeah, I'm getting old, cynical. That's why you come here. Just talking crap all the time, all the way through, just utter rubbish. But yeah, it's amazing as well. I can't believe I'm watching a thing. It's like I mean, the Spectrum has no way, obviously, of knowing. It's not got these artificial calculating things that these modern day pieces of software do. But yeah, I definitely. Good stuff, realistically. That's picked up on something I saw recently, because of course things like YouTube and all this kind of stuff do that kind of bits and pieces. Did you see that thing on? Was it Linus Tech Tips? He's got like 15.5 million subscribers, and he got his channel got owned the other day by hackers. Turned out with somebody in his offices had opened an email, thought nothing of it, was obviously a scam. It ran something on his computer, took what's known as a session key. So when you're in on your Facebook on your computer, or you're on your YouTube on your computer, and you just don't log out, do you? You just go back to it. It's open. It's there, and that's got because you've got a session key on your computer. So a session key is like an encrypted sort of key that says yes, this browser is allowed to connect to this session, and you can do it. Now, if you've got your bank, and they're not perfect. If your bank was doing the same thing, your bank would kill your session key after about 15 minutes if you're on your computer. They do it all the time. If you when you go back to your app and you open it again and you have to put your password in again, that's them killing your session key. It's making you re-log in to do the thing. And it makes sense to give a short length of time at the bank, and obviously certain things like your Facebooks and your other social medias, you quite often just have a session key that is permanently there and permanently open. And it realistically, you just need to open one of these horrible bits of software, and all of a sudden you've given them access to your session key, and technically they can't reset your password because they don't know your 2FA if you're using your two-factor authentication, your SMS and whatever else is. They don't know that, but they can keep getting in with your session key until you log out of your session and log back in again, which is what you need to do. And it's quite scary, really. So they didn't need a password or username to get into it; they just needed the session key. That's why I always log out of things when I'm done. I always log out of Facebook. I always log out of YouTube. I always log out of these ones because the session key then dies. You haven't got a session key. You can't get back in because the session key's dead. So it's worth logging in and out of these things. And I know it's really annoying, but for your own safety and your own security, it's maybe worth doing that. Game of strategy stonkers for like John Gibson. I remember this, but I don't remember this. I'm going to drink a bit of coffee now while we watch the press any key go backwards and forwards. Press any key to begin. I'm going to press any key to begin. Any key. Press any key when your choice appears below. Keyboard. Press any key when your choice appears below. Easy game. Oh, yeah, I remember this. What's left and right? That's left and right. Okay, I remember this. What do I have to do? Is it enter? Is that my base there? Aha! That is zoom in and out. Enter. Supply set ship sailing. Yeah, okay. So this is me zoomed in on here. How do I pick this up? Enter. Caps lock. Cap shift. That zooms in and out. Yeah, I've got that. B. It's a strategy game, basically. It's one I think we should like, but there's our supply ships there, look. And we basically have got to take out the enemy. So there's our supply ship, and there's their supply ship. Unless that's me, of course. Of course, I could be the ones at the top here. I'm trying every key on the keyboard here at the moment to push a button to pick these up. Don't know what the keys are here. Ah. I press... Ah, I go on them, press 1 on top of them, which is normally you zoom in and out. And you can choose to move them off. So if I... hang on. If I zoom out and I'm moving off there, there's more there. These are supply trucks. Delayed by bad weather. So is that the enemy in the corner then? So can I move these guys, or is it just me? Can I go on here and move these? No, I cannot. But I can move them. You've stonked for 2 minutes. Is it a military term? Must be. I'm assuming it is. Infantry unit. And he moves off and he walks across here. Where's our... That's their base there. Look, we've got... They have some tactical advantages here. Should we just send... If I select you, will you do something clever? Will you just... If I just choose on the other side of the river, will you go round? Will you work it out? Where are you going to go? Don't swim. He's going to swim. Unit lost. Underwater. Right, okay. So, they're not that smart. Okay. I kind of like the look of this. It's one that I think we've got to give it a bit more time. I like the informational box at the bottom. I like the fact that we've got bits and pieces around about. I like the idea of the strategy game. You've stonked for 3 minutes. Yes, I have. I kind of like it. I'm assuming that the supply ship brings me more bits and pieces. So militaristically, you need to kind of I need to get myself in here and up and over the mountains to avoid whatever they're doing. So they've not actually moved, to be honest. Docked and unloading. This is docked and unloading. 2-player game. Can't. I was trying to click on the ship. Division requests resupply. Who wants resupplied? Requests resupply. I don't know which divisions requesting resupply. Oh right, okay. So you basically drive a truck into them to resupply. So if I close in here and I go like that, it's very important. So the resupply vehicles are... That kind of makes sense. I quite like that. Yeah, I can see myself getting quite into this one actually. I'm not going to do it right now, I'm afraid, but yeah, that looks quite good actually. I keep forgetting that one. It has turned up before on What's on Tape, and I keep meaning to give it a good old blast. It's one of those things you have to kind of really go at and try and see if you can do. Let's see what we got on the rest of this tape. That's stonkers. Is it a military term, stonk? Because you got is it yomping, which is the to walk or something similar, or is it to carry baggage or something similar? I'll apologise for not knowing militaristic terms. I'm afraid. The only thing you ever get is all the stuff in the movies, and we always get that wrong, don't we? Because they always say lieutenant, don't they? And it's always Americanized, lieutenant, whereas it's, of course, in the United Kingdom, it's lieutenant, not lieutenant. I think you'd probably get a right old telling off if you said lieutenant instead of lieutenant in the British Army. I'm sure that's a big no-no. And that's stonkers again, I think. Hang on, we're going to go back a bit. There's a beep here. There's somebody, when somebody's recorded this, there's like a beep, listen. Boop. It's always a boop. There's a boop again there at the end of that. We got a bit of music again. Let's have a bit of music. Let's have the tunes. No idea who the band is, but I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to tell me. I love a bit of that. I love a bit of history. I'm surprised how few top 40s we've ever got on this, though. Considering the nature of the nature of the what I'm doing, it's surprising how many of them haven't turned up. Yeah, Spectrum game. Here we go, Specky game. It's what we love. Hunter. Space Hunter, maybe? The Mastertronic game? Possibly. We're getting into the meat, as I say. The meat and veg. I love that, though. There's a Everything is Illuminated movie with Elijah Wood, I think, rather than Daniel Radcliffe, because they're one and the same person, as we all know. The two people, they both played the Hobbities, and they both played Harry Potter, because they're one and the same person. They just have the two things for tax purposes. You see, they do the Hunter Killer. This is not the game I'm thinking it is. I've not played this one before, but with a sub. Releasing missiles. Anyway, so Daniel Radcliffe, Elijah Wood, Everything's Illuminated, a very artistic. Actually, on the scale of things as well, it's almost politically relevant at the moment. If I remember rightly, it's set in the Ukraine, and it shows I think it is. I'm just going to Google it now. It's either Ukraine or Russia. Can't remember. Everything's Illuminated. My wife quite likes it. I'm just going to Google it because I have a feeling everything's illuminated. Yeah, illuminated. Pretty sure an American biographical comedy drama written and directed by. It's Elijah Wood. It is definitely Elijah Wood. Where's it based? Yes, it's Ukraine. Endeavours to find who saved his find the woman who saved his grandfather during the Second World War in Ukraine. Because he goes to Ukraine. It's actually beautiful because I think it's filmed there as well. It's absolutely stunning. It's a really it's one of them odd sort of. It's a bit sort of. It's not going to blow your brains in the sense of the sort of it's an art style movie. It's comedy, but it's situational in the sense of the way it goes. But I kind of like it. My wife quite likes it, and it's quite beautiful to look at as well. It's obviously set in the Ukraine itself, and it's actually quite a stunning thing. So kind of an odd one. I don't know how we got to Elijah Wood and Everything's Illuminated. Food, yes, right, okay. So meat and veg. There's a particular scene in it where he is a vegetarian, and he is given his dinner in the Ukraine, and it is literally one gigantic boiled potato and a slab of meat, with no sauce or whatever else is. And he says he's a vegetarian, so they take the meat off and they just leave him with this potato. And it's just an amusing sort of scene, and I know it doesn't sound particularly funny, but it's the one that you have to see to believe, to be honest with you. It's that sort of huge potato, great big slab of meat. I'm a vegetarian, and there's a beep at the end of there that's destroying this whole thing, to be honest with you. It's absolutely knackering these things loading. But anyway, yeah. So the kind of quite a nice sort of story as well, and the whole thing, a bit of a voyage of discovery as well for the young man involved in the whole thing. So, and very well played by Elijah Wood, and considering he was a hobbit. It's quite impressive to see a hobbit working that so well. What was it? Hunter Killer, wasn't it? Hunter Killer. Let's find Hunter Killer on the old Hunter Killer ProTech. Oh my god! It can't possibly be that big. So this is 9 minutes long. An install of 9 minutes? Really? 9 minutes? I won't find it now. Oh God, I can't get it. I can't get it. I'm typing away. Sorry, I'm typing away on my mobile phone, attempting to try and get it to load the whole thing, and it just doesn't want to. Right, okay, play, done. No, why aren't you loading that one? The app's being awkward. Stop being awkward. Let's try that again. I don't know why it's being awkward. It doesn't want to play. I've seen this one before, though, and I'm not saying I've seen this one before. I've seen the cover for this one before. It's knocking around. It's one of these things. Some of the covers are just dreadful, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. But why aren't you playing Hunter Kill? Does it not want to do it because it's got a hyphen in it? It's got a hyphen in it. Let's put the hyphen in there. Ah, well, there we go. Hunter Killer. It says it's 9 minutes and 17 minutes. 9 minutes and 17 seconds long. I cannot believe that for 1 second. Can't possibly be that big. That's ridiculous for a game. There's me telling you before that they're between 3 and 5 minutes long, and there's this one with 9 minutes. I can't possibly be 9 minutes long. What the hell does it do for 9 minutes? Has it got multiple level things? Do you remember there was one episode of I don't know if you've not seen it. I can't remember which episode it is, but there's an episode which is 45 minutes of me loading. Mind you, this isn't uncommon for What's the Tape. 45 minutes of me loading the Fate of Atlantis. So Indiana Jones, the Fate of Atlantis. 45 minutes. And eventually, when I get to the end of it, it doesn't blooming load, which is awful for everybody involved, including you who are watching it. So I think I then use like a tape loader thing that I've got for I've got a ZX Spectrum Omni. I do quite like the Omni, actually, to be honest with you. You get the ZX Spectrum Go, and I think there's the is it Go Specky or something like that. Anyway, either way, there's a number of clones that are out there, and I've got an Omni, and it's quite good because the Omni it's still proper hardware. It's still got a Z80 processor in there. It's still got a I guess it's a modern ULA chip in there, and a few other things. So you can choose the modes between 128K and a number of other things. You've got Jupiter Ace as an option, actually, to be honest with you. Remember that. It's got Jupiter Ace in there. Not that I've actually seen the Jupiter Ace game ever, but I know they're out there. They do exist, don't they? They're pretty uncommon, but they're there. I'm sure somebody donated one recently to a hospital. Yes, donated to the hospital for everybody to play on in the geriatric ward. No, but to a museum. I'm sure somebody's actually donated one to a museum recently, and I've not seen one. I don't even know what games or what it looks like. I must Google that. Search for that. See, if you're on the BBC, you'd have to search. You wouldn't Google it. Most other people just Google it nowadays. But Google doesn't like that, though, because that means that they can't brand name or trademark the word Google, because if it becomes part of the old vernacular, we have to apparently you've got a bit of a problem, realistically. It's sort of you can't trademark it the same way as you used to do. Anyway, ProTech, didn't they make joysticks as well, and joystick controllers, a bit like but did DK Electronics do it as well? I think DK Electronics did them as well, didn't they? They made them as well. I had the official Kempston by Kempston back in the day. I remember that. Do you know that was one of those things that burned into my brain? The sort of that experience, those early days, those days of when you used to go to WH Smith's and everything was orange and brown. Remember that? Everything was orange and brown. The carpet was orange and brown. The logo was orange and brown. Yeah, everything was orange and brown. I remember that, going to Kettering, of all places, Kettering, and in WH Smith's in Kettering, in their little sort of a shopping centre, and in there seeing a Kempston, and I had some pocket money. It was over the summer. I was with my granny, and I remember seeing this Kempston joystick port, and sort of, for my Spectrum, and I was like, oh, I need that, because I need that, and I want the joystick as well. So I bought a Kempston. I remember how much it cost as well. It cost $14.99. It was quite a lot of money back then for the Kempston joystick. But I bought. Oh my God, it's loading again. I told you this has got a lot of loading for some reason. Anyway, torpedo, last reported enemy position. So and it's loading again. This could be 9 minutes of loading, of awkward loading. What was it loading for all that time? Anyway, so yeah, $14.99, and then the joystick, the old Quick Shot, the original one, which we didn't have the micro switches, the sort of quite floppy one of those Quick Shot ones with the one fire button on the on the actual joystick itself, and the one button on the top and no buttons on the side, but it had that auto fire on the bottom, that just basically turned it on and off with the sort of fire button on and off. Yeah, I had one of those, and I couldn't wait. I don't. Stop. Right, okay. Entered level difficulty 0. Yeah, I couldn't wait to get it home and to try it. Polestar, the plow. Yeah, I recognise the plow. Torpedo practice. Yes, please. I'd like to fire some torpedoes. On return to the control room, raise and look through the periscope. Immediately fire torpedo T. Okay, how do I go to the control room? Oh, God. It's one of these. I had a tax sub 868 something or other. And you had this kind of... So for all of that, I'm probably not going to work out what to push. I'm moving something on the bottom screen there, in the bottom left. Or is it moving by itself? No, it's moving by itself. Right, okay. You definitely need some instructions for this one. That's a monster. That is a monster. That's got loads of loading in it as well. What's all that loading about? 9 minutes of loading. That's unbelievable. I'm not going to play any further. I'm just wanted to load it for the sheer hell of it, to be honest with you. Absolute hell of it. We just loaded it. So right, okay. Let's reset the blooming specky, and we'll carry on. We'll see if there's anything else on here. That was a lot of loading, though. That was harsh. Let's see how much tape's left on here. We've got a quarter, I would say, of the tape left. So we've still got quite a bit to go. Let's see what's... That's still that torpedo game. What's this? Gonna say Hunter. Yeah, not good. It'll actually load it, This is the worst part. It'll probably load this. This will be the spec. This will be the basic version part of it. But I'm going to stop it because I don't want to see that. I want to see what else is on this tape because I don't want 9 minutes of this game. I do need to get another tape deck. I've got a few. I got one recently to repair, but do you know what? I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time for these things. Anyway, let's have a little look and see what's going on. Oh! ETX speech. ETX. ETX is the ET game for the Spectrum. Here we go. Come on. I'm bracing myself. Oh my god. So ETX. There was an ET game created by Amstrad. Amstrad created the ET game. They along with that well-known sort of producer of movies, Simon Spielberg. It was the ET version that he did. Yeah. Press. All right, here we go. You can load the speech, and I will load the speech. Yeah, okay. A large vocabulary of real speech. Unfortunately, due to the large amount of memory, it's necessary to store the speech. Only speaks on the 48K Spectrum. You have a 48K Spectrum. Please start up your tape player, and I will load the speech. Right. Okay. So, E.T. was a game. It was a movie which was very popular and I don't like E.T. by the way. I'm sorry. I apologise. I never liked E.T. Wasn't a movie I liked. I just thought it was crap. And I'm sure lots of people out there are going to say you can't think E.T. was crap. No, I thought E.T. was crap. So. Anyway, it's as simple as that. It's just blunt. It was crap. I don't like it. It just didn't grab me as a story. All right, it wasn't sci-fi enough. It wasn't Star Wars. All right, I was damaged by Star Wars. All right, take it out on Star Wars. But E.T.'s not my thing. Not E.T. Anyway, but Atari got the license to produce this game, and it was going to be a big blockbuster movie. So Atari got the license to create E.T. They created this E.T. game that was a bit of a flop. In fact, so much so that Atari actually buried the games in the desert. And you can find them. There's a whole movie about it. But these games really did exist. Somebody got recently, I say recently, probably in the last 10 years, somebody actually got the license to dig up the actual dump site where they said they dumped these things and dig them all up, and they found the games and they actually sold them all on eBay, and they're for thousands of pounds, actually, to be honest with you, of these ET games. Because it was so unpopular, it was so bad, and they basically rushed it out in seconds, and just so they could do an ET license, blah 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 blah. It's amazing that it was cheaper for Atari to bin the blooming things in the desert than it was to try and attempt to sell them and at least recoup some of your costs. Or was Atari so big at that point in time that they were unstoppable and it didn't matter on the losses? I don't know. It's insane, though, to think that they basically buried all of these cartridges, just buried them in the desert. And they were there. They were actually there. They buried them in the desert. Anyway, this is the Spectrum's version of the game, but it's not an officially licensed version of the game. This is the unofficial clone, which obviously happened a lot during the 80s, a lot in the 80s and 90s. Nobody sued anybody over these things. I think that the trouble went to or involved in doing that was a bit of a problem, so they never, suing each other over it was just not worth the hassle. It just really wasn't worth the grief and the time. So they just didn't do it. So this is that game, I believe. I'm assuming so. I'm making a massive assumption here, by the way. It's called, the game will produce a large vocabulary of real speech. Unfortunately, due to the large amount of memory it's necessary to store the speech, ears will only speak on a 48K Spectrum. If you want 48K, please start up your tape player and I will load the speech. I have started the tape player and we're loading the speech. There's a lot of speech here. I wonder what it's going to say. It's not going to say ETX go home, ET phone home. I really don't. Honestly, I'm sorry. I don't know. The speech is loaded. Please wind the tape cassette onto the end, turn it over and restart the tape. Manual instructions coming up. Okay. This could actually be the whole tape here. Looks like we've got the meat of the whole thing coming up. I am actually still hoping for Phoenix on here, because Phoenix is one of the greatest arcade conversions on the Spectrum ever. It was released on alternative and an original one itself. A lovely dear friend of mine, Daryl, sent me a copy of it once, surprised me with it. I played it on What's on the Tape. I was enamoured by it. I couldn't find a copy of it anywhere, and he had a spare alternative version of it. There are a couple of variations. People collect all of those things, and I was blown away, to be honest with you. It was absolutely brilliant to be sent a copy of it, but it was one of the best conversions of an arcade game. So I'm going to stop that. It's an adventure and graphic adventure game utilising every byte of the computing power of your ZX Spectrum. Whoo! Brace yourselves, people. It's a big one. Extraterrestrial Zargon. He's not an ET. He's not an extraterrestrial. Yeah. He's been sent to Earth as a leader of the Scientific Research Party in order to the Supreme Federation Council. Oh, it's such a long thing. You can pause it and read it if you want to. Faint signs that could be the first signs of primitive civilization on another planet. ETX and his research team were dispatched to investigate as primitives, as apes, on attaining Earth's orbit. ETX was teleported down to Earth and prepared his way. Suddenly, the starship Mayflower received an urgent telex, calling it away for the Supreme Federation Council, which means it's been sitting on a Saturday for the first event in several time states. Oh my God, there's so many words involved in this. He's left to fend for himself. He's alone on several billion Mondoons from home. Mondons? Mundans. Anyway, yes, from home. He needs to build a special transmitter. He can phone home. ET phone home. Got to avoid the 16 different landscapes, only one of which appears on the screen. Yeah. There's a lot of words here. I can see a lot of words. Other characters. Mad Professor. People call him Prof. MI5 agent. So it's British. It's a British invasion, not one of those American invasions. To be fair, if it had been in Britain, the AET, he would have been dissected quicker than you could say Oxo. Anyway. No ET. Kids would have dobbed him straight in for a cash reward and had him chopped up and dissected. It would have been a very quick movie. Doctor Who would have sorted it all out. But anyway, so oh my god. Yes, medicine, nothing more than a continual nuisance, blah, 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 blah. She's scattered around the various places, pieces of fruit. ETX is a vegetarian. Of course he is. Pick up the fruit at a later date. 3 pieces of the transmitter, then a phone to craft the rescue craft. TV, children's bicycles, valuable things. MI5 is a very evil human. There's a very evil human. It's very evil indeed. He has a gun. Wears a trilby. clearly evil. He wears a trilby. There's nothing wrong with being neat and tidy. If you're carrying any fruit, he will take that and eat it. Oh my god, he steals your apples. If you have no fruit, then he'll take your most valued treasure away from you, and you don't have it. Even treasure, components, wells. Ernie is your friend. Oh my god. Such a long... Oh my god. The Earth is divided into 1,400 different zones. Each of these zones will either be empty or will have special power zone when you... Oh my... I'm tired now. Shield, feeding zone. Right, yes, I get it. Phone home zone, telex. It's just a lot of words. I don't want to carry any more fruit. Right, what's the QA, OP, anything in the bottom row? Do you want to read the manual again? No, I do not. Start the tape. My god, I've got to start the tape again. After all, that was the bloody manual. That's all it was. That was the manual. We're just to read the massive manual there. Huge manual. Don't care. We're gonna do it like we used to do it in the old days. We're just gonna wing it. Yeah. Who reads the manual? As I've got older, though, I've started reading manuals. So I must admit that I asked somebody the other day. It was a young'un. He's like struggling with something, and I said, "Have you read the manual?" And the young'un said, "No." And I picked the manual and read the manual. I said, "No, you push them buttons." And they went, "Oh." That was a lot of speech. Did you hear that? I hope you heard that. Right. Press anything. What's going on? I've crashed it. It says quick game. After all that, I've crashed it. It's a quick game. I've just broke it after all that. I've just broke it. I'm not loading it again. Not after that. You can Google it. You go search the interweb for it. You find a nice search engine of your choice. Quick game. Yes, I know. God, quit the game. All right, quit the game. He's saying quick game at me, shouting at me. I've just upset him for doing that. I'm not. You can Google it. I'm not looting all that again. It has appeared before on What's on the Tape. I'll be honest, it has. It's been there. It's one of those games I kind of feel like I should have, but I don't really want. This is like one of pain, pleasure and pain things, isn't it, realistically? I feel I should own it, but I don't really want to own it. Oh, there's some music again. Hang on, we've got music again, peoples. We have music. What we got now? Oh, no. Well, we had music anyway. Let's pop the thing back in. I can't believe that game there. Just so annoying. So annoying. Push the button. Let's push the button. Let's push the button and load it. T. Mr. T. It's all golden. Oh, Trouble. The trouble with Tribbles. It's nothing to do with Star Trek, though. Tribbles are brilliant, though. Do you remember that? They got brought back again. And so the Klingon Empire, the warrior race, the Klingon Empire went to war with Tribbles. These furry little things that born pregnant that then give birth to multiple versions of them and then born pregnant and they eat out of house and home basically. They eat everything. They're like little round balls of fluff. But the entire Klingon, because they apparently destroyed an entire world, and the Klingon Empire declared war on them in Star Trek. It's weird, isn't it? To think of that. I know it's fancy stuff, but at the same time it's story based. But they declared war on it, and then they basically hunted the Tribble to extinction. This thing that can't even move, and all it does is breed meat. And they hunted it to distinction. Yes, it was given them the highest medal of honor in the Klingon Council. But extinction. They made it extinct, and they then it came back in Deep Space Nine. If you watch Deep Space Nine, there's an entire episode where they go back in time, and they don't rescue a Tribble on purpose. They just take a Tribble, and they've got these things that they've come back and they've got to do whatever else is. Now this is one of the cleverest games on the Spectrum, but I won't know how to play it properly. This is about, and if I remember rightly, Jim Scarlett, sorry, I apologise, Jim. This is about farming. So, hang on. Where's my buttons to go left and right? That's left and right. What's up and down? Come on. Is that up? There's up and down. Right. Okay, so these are my... these are my Tribbles, those little thing there. And I'm a farmer, and I have to get them over the water. Now, I can't remember how you get them over the water. Don't go in the water. I think there's a button I have to press to kill creatures. Basically, the Tribbles come out, and I have to Tribble farm the Tribbles and stop them going in the water. That's another Tribble dead. I can't remember how you do this. You've got to push rocks or kill these guys, don't you? How do you kill them? Let's kill the creatures. There's a button to attack with. And that's it, it's all over. So basically though, but they've got a little bit of AI that's involved in this. These little things will follow you around, and you've got to get them across the water. So you've got to stop that Tribble doing that, which it did instantaneously, because of course it's a Tribble. And you've got to kill these guys and use them as rocks to throw. There's like a little thing sparkling there. I'm trying to work out what the button is. There's a button to press. Oh, it's annoying me now. But basically, we have to farm the Tribbles. Come on, Tribble. There, put him back in there for the moment. Keeps him safe for the moment. But basically, we have to farm them by getting them across this water here. Now, I can't remember how we do this. There is a button you've got to press to shoot these guys. What do I do to shoot you? Shoot. Space. Come here, Tribble. You can just behave yourself. Come on, young Tribble. So that it's clever though. You kind of heard them. Right, okay, what do you do to get him to get in the water? Enter key. And there's a button to fire at them. And then we can fire at them and turn them into things that just get in there. No, Tribble! They're obsessed by the water though. They just jump on it whenever they get a chance. I don't get hurt by these things because obviously I'm too big and strong to be hurt by these. But these little Tribbles, they have to. That's why it's a trouble with Tribbles, because they just jump in the water. You've got to get these little things to cross over the creatures across the water. It's, as I say, for a Spectrum game, it's quite clever. There's a decent amount of AI involved in this. early sort of. Well, I say AI. It's not AI. It's not artificial intelligence, but a fair amount of computer coding involved in sort of making these things do what they're meant to do, which is. But for the life of me, I can't work out what button is to shoot these bloody things. There is a button to shoot them. Did that shoot there? I thought I heard a noise. I'm pushing all the buttons on the keyboard and I just can't work it. TNT. Come on. There is definitely some way to do this. I just don't know how to do it. I have played it before. A lot of people say it's a really good game, and obviously, there we go, boulder. That's it. I took ages to. Oh, where are all the boulders though? I need more boulders. That's it. You got to wait for boulders to turn up. So you got to kind of. This is really tough actually, because the boulders haven't. There's one. So you got to push the boulders across the river so you can get these blooming things to cross over. So the process is to keep them out of the way until you get enough boulders that you can cross the river. Come on. I don't know how you get more boulders though. How you spawn more boulders. Those are what I need though. Those boulders are what I need. Stay there, Tribble. I don't know how you get the boulders. I always thought there was more boulders than that. They just kind of turn up and you have to use the boulders basically push into the water so that you can make a path for your Tribbles to go across. And then you're good to go. I push it enough, it dies. So if I push you into this water, will you die? I'm trying to push him here. Oh, don't! Ran straight into him, died. Yeah, Tribbles is one of those weird and wonderful games. I quite like it, to be honest with you. I've never... the Jim Scarlett's game there is kind of clever, early sort of tech, apart from the fact that the boulders don't appear very quickly. Right, okay, let's see what else is on here. We're getting close, I can feel it. We're back to music. Let's hit the tunes. I don't know if you can hear these. Or not, but we'll give it a try anyway. Let's try it. Oh, that was really that. Do you know what? That wasn't worth doing because it just went straight back to straight back to loading Spectrum games. So let's do that. See what else there is. Really packed this one out. This tape. See what else we got on here. It's quite good though. It's packed out. Oh, adventure, and this is a load code. Right. Okay. Load code. Load it. Scan mode code. I knew this was going to be a long one. Do you know what? Brace yourself. The next few episodes of this are going to be proper monsters. This is the way to do it. Nice sort of fun way to make life interesting with the whole thing. I knew these were going to be monsters, but I didn't realise how big they were going to be. Monstrous tapes. Keep you busy though. Nothing better to do on a Sunday than listen to me talk utter rubbish for hours. Yeah, utter rubbish. Adventure A. This will be part of the Sinclair range of early Spectrum games for sort of the. I think I might even have Adventure A. I'm looking over my shoulder again. I've got sort of. Oh, I have got Adventure A. I can see it from here. Adventure A is Planet of Death. It's got a big skull on the front. Welcome to the Planet of Death. This is an adventure. You find yourself stranded on an alien planet. Your aim is to escape from the planet by finding your and now captured and disabled spaceship. You will meet various hazards and dangers on your adventures, some natural and some not, all of which you must overcome to succeed. Some natural and some not. Ominous. Ominous. Do you want to restore a game? No. I'm on a mountain plateau. To the north there is a steep cliff. Exits are down, east and west. I can see a piece of sharp flint. Take flint. Get flint. I'm definitely going to be making an axe out of this later. If I want an alien planet, I need to be doing that, don't I? It's I for inventory. You have the following. A piece of sharp flint. Right, okay. I'm going to go east. I'm in a damp limestone cave with stalactites hanging down. And the exit to the west. There's a passage to the north. I can also see a drawing on the wall. Examine. We'll need to examine the drawing. I can't. Read drawing? I can't. Look drawing? It shows a man climbing down a pit using a rope. Ooh. Rope lets you climb down pits. You see that? How subtly it made that there for me. Very subtly. You've got right, okay. West and north. Let's go north. You are in a maze. The passages are everywhere. What do you want to do? South. Oh, no. West. East. North. 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 Ah. I think we've done. No. Yes. Right, we need to try again. No. Right, we're going to go... we're going to get the flint again. Get glint. Not flint, we've got glint. Right, okay, get glint. Let's go west this time. I'm on the edge of a deep pit. The obvious exits are... there's some stones. Get... stones. Okay. East. Down. I'm in a dense forest. There's a rope hanging from one of the trees. Get rope. Hanging from one of the trees. Climb. Rope? I can't. Cut. Rope with flint. How? Use flint on rope. It has fallen to the floor. There you go. Get rope. I love this. Right, okay. Up. Dense forest. East, south. Up. Oh, I can't climb up now. West. I'm on the mountain plateau. There is a steep... Ah, right, okay. So, and then down. Right, okay. So I should be able to go west here. Use rope on pit. Ah, I'm in a quiet cavern. Right, okay. There's a mirror and a small green man sleeping on the mirror. Kill green man because we've got to go with the most obvious choice. How? Use flint on man. Can't do that. Wake man. Get mirror. Hit man. It's so boring. Right, okay. East, south. Right, I'm going to go west again. In a prison cell, there's a locked door and a barred window. East. West. North. South. I've been arrested, I think. Open door. Right, I've had enough. I'm on the planet of death, and I'm going to leave the planet of death. Let's see what else is on the tape. See if we can finish this off with a flurry of exciting 16K games. It's been a task. We had a little bit more music there. We've got small spectrum. Oh my god, the small spectrum stuff. A little bit of music there. What's that? War of the Warlock. Ah, Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Is that right? That was Warlock. This is Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I'm surprised by this. Was this the first Choose Your Own Adventure? Was it Firetop Mountain? Can't remember. Was it Firetop or was it the other one? Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I think that's what it is. Firetop Mountain. Came with the book, I think, as well, didn't it? Fighting Fantasy. That was the name of the books that these came on. Rather like those back in the day. That one I had, which was really cool, and I can't. Oh, now it's going to bug me the name of it. Basically, you had to buy 2 books. So there's one book and then another book. You couldn't really play on your own, and it literally had pictures of the dungeon as you moved around it, and it was so clever that your friend could tell me what page they were on, and then you had to key that up with the page in your book, and you could see in the dungeon. So if you were looking at each other, you could look at each other. I know that sounds really clever, but that's how it worked. It literally was a 2-player game where you could see the movement of the other people. So there were like pages where you weren't anywhere, you're moving forward, and as you moved forward on the gridding within the book, the gridding took you to different locations with the book, and it was actually a picture. There wasn't any words or text, and you used to fight each other by chasing each other through the dungeon. I can't remember what it's called, but anybody can remember, tell me, because that's something I now need to add to my collection, because I've just realised I haven't got it. But yeah, it was a 2-player game where you basically would walk around doing various bits and pieces. Very, very cool indeed. I have to admit, it was one that oh god, it would be great to have that back in my collection. I've got some of the Fighting Fan. It's not that many of them, to be honest with you, because I had I think I had the swamp one. The one with the swamp was the third or fourth book. Death Trap Dungeon was one of them, wasn't it? Had that one. Had a few of them. They were very popular back in the day. Quite liked them, to be honest with you. They were quite good fun, if I'm honest. We quite liked the cleverness of the sort of moving around and choosing your own adventure. I mean, but then we're back to what happened with Netflix and the people themselves. That's still owned and copyright, that whole concept of choose your own adventure. It's still owned by those particular people. And there's a beep there at the end of it all. That's really annoying. How far have we got left on this tape to go? We literally have enough for one more game. I need to now find Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I don't know if this will be on here, but we'll give it a try. I knew that was going to happen, by the way, because they keep on. I don't know why, but they keep on doing the games themselves. They keep on doing sort of I don't know, a little bit of that beep at the end of everything. It's really weird. Warlock. This is not going to be on PlayZX. This is not going to be on PlayZX for a number of reasons. One of which is it's Choose Your Own Adventure, and it'll probably be copyright. So let's see what we've got in the way of Warlock here. We have let's do this one. Let's see if this one loads. So there's 3 Warlocks that have been offered to me. Not the one what was there. Stop the one that we currently got. Let's play this one. So if this is the one I think it is, I'm quite looking forward to this one. I think it is. The Edge Software Warlock. This may be the it knows it's 48k mode. I wonder if it knew if it was at 128k. But anyway, this is Warlock. This will hopefully be the one from the 2000 AD comics, if this is the right Warlock. I'm hoping. Or it might not be. That doesn't look like a 2000 AD comics Warlock. I'm sure wasn't it Warlock? Or am I thinking something completely different? I don't know what this is at all. No idea. And this is where I find another game that I want to add to my collection. I love my collection. As I say, one day I will manage to play through all of my ZX Spectrum games. It will happen. It'll be my deathbed, and I'll be still doing what's on the tape and playing through every Spectrum game I've got. That's the way it's going to go. I'm going to be an old man playing Spectrum games, and I'm going to be happy about that as well. Can't believe it that I actually got to the point where I've gotten. And, you know, I'm so old. I never even thought I was going to make it to 2000 when I was a kid. And it seemed like such a scientifically far away time, and now we're into 20. You know, it's 2023. It's amazing, really. They're all melancholy now with the whole thing as well. Got a lot of big words coming out today as well. Just using the old vocabulary and sort of sort of working a way through it all. Still haven't found an excuse to use the word pusillanimous though, apart from just now. I'd really quite like to use that one in context, but it's one of them very old words that nobody uses. It's a definition of cowardice, to be honest with you. You get it was used. It was I think the 1920s, sort of First World War, to describe sometimes when a soldier was pusillanimous about combat. It was kind of used then. It's just a great word. I really like it. It's just using it is. I've used it once in my entire life. I managed to find it. I can't even remember. The context would have been to do with cowardice or whatever else it is. But I used it once in my entire life, and I'm beyond the giving you the descriptive version of it right now. But it's one of those great words. My friend likes quixotic. That's the one, isn't it, where it's quizzical, isn't it, or something similar. I can't remember the exact terminology for that one, but he quite likes that one. But we don't get to use these things very often. You know, they're the ones that you just don't fit in. And to be fair, you just spend your whole time explaining it, because I think I used the word pusillanimous, and somebody said, what the hell does that mean? So I had to spend the whole time explaining what it meant. So it kind of loses its grandiose requirement. It's like spending time, I guess, with Stephen Fry, who's obviously a very bright man. I suppose that's the case. I remember my friends and colleagues. I couldn't go. Went to the Cannes Film Festival, and of course the one places where your celebrities can't really avoid the throng of the general masses is airports, and they ran into Stephen Fry. And my friend got a photo with them when they were at the Cannes Film Festival. They were invited by a computer supplier. Actually, it's quite surprising, really, that they invited them over to spend time and have a little look at the equipment they were using during that whole festival. At the same time as they obviously got to stay there and see some of the films, which is kind of cool. I think it's one of those kind of cool things in life. Unfortunately, I was extremely sick and I was unable to go. I mean, really, really sick as a dog, to the point where I wouldn't have been able to fly or anything. So I never got to go. But they told me all about it. It was very exciting for them. So enjoy yourselves. Anyway, I have no idea what Warlock is. I've never played it. I've just no idea. I love the games by the edge. I mean, Star Biker is one of my faves. You've got Bobby Bearing, of course. There's a few other ones that they do as well, but I've never heard of this one, and I already want it. I need it. Press the key to continue. I've pressed the key. Keyboard 4. Okay. High scores. Okay, what's oh, look. Right. Okay. Oh, wow. There's a maiden. Do I just need to save the fair maiden? What the hell's going on? I keep beaming backwards and forwards. Graphics are nice, though. There's something on the floor that I'm walking over here by mistake. Oh, hang on. What's it going now? Ah. Graphics are nice, though, aren't they? Really nice. Impressive. Better than I thought they were going to be. Something in front of me there, by the way. I just shot it. Okay. Back in the room I came from. No. There's a star on the floor that I think I've stepped on. I've just stepped on it again. I like the graphics. Graphics are cool. Aha. I got 30 points by killing poor innocent bystanders. Kill more. Go back this way. I can't get out. Alright. Seems a bit flawed. I don't understand why. Oh, I've killed Maid Marion. She's dead. I've killed her, murdered her. Can't get out of the rooms though. Oh, I've stood on another beaming pad. There's a lot of beaming pads here. No matter how many times I say it's just like that, I can't seem to move. What the heck is going on? It keeps on flashing the screen. It's really annoying. However, I do need it now. I need it for my collection. Shoot the man with a beard. There's a dog. That takes me back to the first room. Oh, I'm missing a key here. Is there a jump or something that I'm missing? Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Bit weird. Not what I was expecting. Bit of a I don't know. Bit of a weird and wonderful one. I like the graphics. I think the graphics look really nice. I'm never a big fan of isometrics. I always say this, but that looks that yeah, that's all right. It's not what I was expecting. Definitely different. It's not Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I've definitely got that somewhere. I'm sure of it. I'm pretty convinced of it. It hasn't got the book with it, of course, because that would be impossible. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but I do feel that, you know, people who are throwing away games because they don't have all the bits and pieces for it. I just you know, you can always wait to upgrade later. Cause somebody else might want those older games, and that includes all these console games that they keep people sort of circulate in and out of that well-known sort of set. Oh my God! It's Trash Man. I love Trash Man. I've not seen Trash Man in ages. It's amazing, this game. It's one of the best games on the Spectrum. It used to appear all the time in the early What's on the Tape. It hasn't been here in ages. I absolutely love that. But anyway, back to the circulating games in and out. All these people who buy mass copies of like Mega Drive games from companies for a certain well-known company, and then it's finished. It's run out of tape. The tape's finished. Oh, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. Next week we've got the other side of that tape, because that's an immense tape. That has been an absolute corker. But we're doing it now because it's Trash Man. We haven't done Trash Man in ages, and I kind of need a bit of Trash Man for my life. Let's find Trash Man. It's one of my favourite Spectrum games. And even if it pops up again next week, I don't care. We get to see it twice. It was one that really did early days of it. Somebody just really loved Trash Man, and I think when I was going through their collection of tapes, I just had Trash Man all the time. New generation Trash Man, that is the one. Push the button, let's go for it. Yeah, Trash Man turned up all the time. It's just absolutely flipping brilliant game. Stonking game. Ah, there you go. Stonking game. Absolutely fantastic sort of, I guess, I don't know, it's just such a great little clever game. It's a game that just can't exist nowadays. The kids nowadays have no idea that years ago your men that came and collected your rubbish, your bin men, had to lift the bins and then pour them into the back of the truck themselves, and they with, you know, these heavy bins. Nowadays they're all on blooming wheels and all this kind of stuff, and they can't even pick up the rubbish on the road that they drop because, hey, that's not their problem that it fell out while they were putting it in the back of the truck. That's where we're at nowadays with the bin service. But back then, Trash Man was responsible for dealing with the trash, and they used to come around and they clattered all your bins and all your metal bins, and they were metal and plastic and all this kind of stuff. New generation software, Trash Man, one of the greatest. I mean, and what? Not only that. I mean, if you look to the sort of right hand side there, on the side there, those are clearly mini metros, right? So the metro on the side there, mini metros at the pub on an estate. Could you ask for more? Could you ask for more? Could this anything be more 80s than mini metros? I mean, you just need a Rover. Is it Rover 2000, the big one, the 2-litre job? No, sorry, 3-litre, the 3-litre Rover, or the Ford Granada or Ford Cortina. Any one of these marvelous motors, all in and running the whole. Seriously, you can't get anything more 80s than that. That's 100% a mini metro on the front of there, and it's so beautifully designed that you can tell it's a mini metro. It's got that stupid nose on the front of it, and a huge floppy gear stick that they had in them, a really long gear stick, just utterly pointless and ridiculous at the same time. This is one, as I say, this is one of the greatest games ever. I mean, I've not seen it in ages. I'm so pleased that it's appeared here. We're going to give this a play, and we're going to give it a good old sort of smash through for a bit, because why not? Why not finish on a real high? A great game, and a very sort of sort of great little fun thing to play. And I'm just waffling now with the amount of words that are coming in my mouth. Let's go back to did I finish that CEX thing? Well, by the way, I didn't want to say CEX out loud, but anyway, people buy lots of stuff from that particular company. They buy like 4 or 5 copies of some certain game on the Mega Drive. If it doesn't come with a manual or doesn't meet their satisfaction, they send them back. Now all those CEX, we'll put some of those and I'm not going to say sex because it's just stupid. It's CEX. Although some of them will put back some of those on the shelf, some of those companies just bin them in the end, and that's the problem. They're binning these. They're now, they don't make them anymore, and they're binning them. It's the age-old question. I bought a job lot of Spectrum tapes from somebody recently. This is why I've got no money as well this month. Job lot of Spectrum tapes from somebody recently. Somebody I've bought from before. Good person. They throw in a whole bunch of things they don't want as well, which includes Tassimo Word 2, Survival, Scrabble, copies of Checkered Flag, the whole kinds of things. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? What do you do with with all these things? Do you bin them? You don't. Of course you don't. So you end up with this collection of old things that are there because they don't make it anymore. And somebody I know commented about this and said they just don't make it anymore. If you bin it, it's never going to be there anymore. It's very hard, this one. Very hard. This is why some of my stuff that is really battered and bruised and whatever else it is, I am going to keep because I like it. And battered and bruised, I just don't want it to go in the bin. It's just a shame. Anyway, right, okay. Situation vacant, trash man required. Be alert, nimble-footed, and able to hold his drunk. Drunk. Hold his drunk. Applicant's name. Oh, go do it with the curse keys. Blooming heck. It doesn't. Why do they never use the cursor keys on the bottom of the keyboard? Right. Okay. Let's put my name in anyway. Here we go. Put our name in. I think. Down, that's up. Right, okay. So we've got... Let's get the cursor keys in here. I'm sure there's a way to change the keys, on this. Just can't remember. It's been ages since I played it. I'm sure you could change the keys. More applicants? No. Right, okay. Let's go back this. So there's a little trash man. And we go along the road here and we pick up our bins. Like this. And then we've... The lorry is there. Now we've got to stay off the grass because that upsets them, the house owners. So you've got to stay off the grass. You've got to empty this like that. Give it a couple of taps to make sure it's empty, and you're a lot faster once you've done that. And as I exit, somebody should come to the door and go, "Oh, do you want a tip?" Yes, I do, because the tip's the time. So the bonus time at the top of the screen is 192. It's going down, but it goes up. Avoid the tax inspector. it goes up when you go and get your tips. So you really have to stay off the grass and avoid being very much a noisy a sort of bin man and doing all the things that is very naughty for the whole thing and upsetting the neighbourhood. So whoa, oh my God, sorry, that car nearly got me. Right, quick run across the road. And then we're back down here, and hopefully we'll get another tip. And then I never knew that the tips were the way that you increased your score, your bonus, or your time. So because I always tried to do it without the tips, so I used to run off without it. I think somebody told me it. So would you like a copy of 3D Monster? Yes, of course I would. It's pirated though, of course. You go in for a few seconds, but it's worth it. Ah, scores going off the road. Original. What did you expect? What on earth did you expect? An original. So I ran on the grass, and you, as you say, your energy goes way down for doing that. Let's quickly get this. I was naughty there. Went on the grass. Tip this in the truck. Dump, dump, dump. Let's get this in here. And really do need to get some time now. Do you want a tip? Yes, I do. About the Tic Tacs Inspector again, of course. Yeah, got more time back. I really made a mistake there, though, by running on the grass. If you run on the grass, it makes a massive mistake. You get chased by dogs later as well, of course. All of the hazards that a council and employee normally has in their everyday lives. There should be training courses for them on avoiding being eaten by animals. And this person here will give me a tip as well if I do it. Do you want a copy of Monster? Of course I do. Need that time because I've ran on the grass like an idiot. So what do you want? An original version? No, of course I don't. What did you expect? An original? No, I did not. I expected you to pirate it and give it to me. A special tape. What's on the tape? I can't believe that one of my faves is on here. This is classic. And I'll tell you what as well. The best bit about this is this tape was full to the brim. It was full to the brim with goodness. All the goodies that a man could need. And then, as we make our way out, they're going to come to the door. Would you like a tip? Yes, I do. Stay in the way from the tax inspector, I assume. Keep off the grass. I'm taking bother using my hover. I've taken the bother to use my hover. And then I just run to the top of the road, I believe. And we're done. Good day's work there, trash man. Tomorrow, there's another street for you. And let's see how you fare with that one. Cool. 6 bins this time round. Here we go. I should have gone the other side of the road, and they got to watch out for bicyclists now. Let's go this way, quick. Gone the wrong way here. Should have gone across the road first. That's all right. I love the graphics on this though. They look so good. So the nice 3D graphics. Very much as I say, a great game. Come look at my Spectrum with 4 megabytes of memory. 4 megabytes? That's a brilliant Spectrum. What does it look like? Only trouble is I've forgotten what I wanted it for. Alright. I'm slowly getting out here. That's plenty of time now, though, this time round. To avoid the cars. Run down the edge of the road. Quickly to this other one. You've also got to stop. You've also got to make sure you get backwards and forwards to the truck fast enough, because you see it just disappears up the road without caring about me. This is a brilliant game, though. It's so good. We're absolutely brilliant. Let's just go do this. Blop, blop, blop. No, don't. No! No! I'm dead. That's it. You only get the one life. I'm all over. I'm crashed. Trashman killed. Nominee for Trashman of the Year. Fred's. Oh, my God. I leave a wife, 3 kids, and 1,014 points. I love this game. It is a fantastic game. I hope you enjoyed watching me for that last time. Nominations for Trashman of the Year. That was one of the greatest games that you'll ever play. I really absolutely love that one. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week with another episode. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.